Hello, folks, and welcome back to twitch.tv/games with Nick. Time has come. We will finish Virtue's Last Reward today. Partly because I am waiting for news from work, and I don't want to keep checking my email every 2 minutes. So let's distract ourselves by playing through a fantastic game. Last time, we reached the Luna. We realized that Luna had been a golem the whole time, and we learned some more stuff about what the AB project is, and that the old woman actually was planning to be killed by Dio. Quite a set of revelations. We now have 2 paths left. And I think I actually picked the wrong path. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pick this path and finish this path instead. Now, let's just stick with this one. So this is the path where we got betrayed twice. The first time by, I don't remember who I think from Tenyoji, and the second time by Dio, under duress to be able to save Quark. So we just got the accelerator from him, but the first needle has gone in, and Soparel has been injected, and we're trying to figure out a way to save ourselves. Sigma, what's wrong with your hand?
There's something white on it. The structure of the bones in your arms isn't anything close to human. Your arms are cybernetic.
What the hell was that? I have cybernetic arms? It was both shocking and utterly obvious. Of course my arms were artificial. Titanium alloy bones with an ABT exterior to mimic human skin. But I had no idea why. Nor did I know when my human arms, which I distinctly remember having, had been replaced. And that flash of Luna, it seemed. I was certain it had never happened. Those things hardly matter, though. If I survived, I could worry about them later. The fact that my arms were mechanical, however, that might be useful. Called up all the strength I had left and sued one more time. What are you waiting for? Why don't you open it already?
What?
Did I stutter? Open the number 9 door.
Sigma, what are you saying?
Looks like you finally gave up. Whatever. I was just about to flip the switch anyway.
Then hurry up and...
Hey, don't rush me. Kay, you've got 9 BP now, right?
Yes?
Well, what do you say? Want to come with?
I will remain here.
Why?
I cannot abandon Sigma.
Don't worry about me. Go. You have to get outside and call for help.
But...
Do you think Dio will? If he's the only one who gets out of here, there's no hope for the rest of us. You're the only one we can count on.
I understand.
Great. Glad we got that settled. Shall we go?
No! Stop!
I began to move, but it was already too late. Dio grabbed the lever and threw it down. Oh shit. Giant door opening. Number 9 door has been opened.
It's been fun. Peace.
I promise to call for help and return as soon as I can. Please, do not give up hope.
Yeah, I know. Just get going already. But... just you, Kay.
Huh?
As Dio turns to look at me, I crouched. Then, calling on every last bit of strength my wearied body could supply, I launched myself toward him like a coiled spring. I slammed into his legs, knocking him to the floor and wrapping my hands around his ankle before he could get back up.
Hey! What are you doing, you bastard? The door's gonna close! Like, go! Go, goddammit! I mean, go!
He lashed out with his free leg at my head, shoulders, and arms, but I held on. I ignored the pain, tightening my grip with every blow.
Hey! What the hell is this shit? Why are you doing this? I kept my promise, didn't I?
Yeah, so did I. As far as I recall, I didn't say anything about letting you escape.
What? Shit! It's Stop screwing around, asshole! I have to get out of here. I'm not going to let my sacred mission get fucked up by some self-righteous idiot.
Dio began to pull himself along with his elbows, bit by bit edging closer to the exit. He was headed straight through the door, but the gate was already beginning to close. With only a few feet to spare before it shut, he crawled across the threshold and beyond the door.
Sigma, stop! That's enough! Please, you have to let go!
The door's going to shut on you if you don't let go.
Heh, alright. See you later, Dio.
You're an idiot right up until the end, aren't you? Just hurry up and die, you senile old fuck!
No, I'm going to live.
The number this
Yep,
bank
usual
as
stuff.
escape, please.
The announcer's voice grated at the inside of my skull. I felt tired, so very, very tired. I felt my eyes flutter closed, and then nothing. Hmm?
Sigma! Sigma!
Finally awake, huh?
Where am I? I rubbed my eyes and slid my legs off the bed to stand up. Well, to be honest, it was an examination table, not a bed. Which meant the infirmary, huh?
I guess they carried you out here after you passed out. Well,
You
I
guess?
wasn't there to see it. I was out just like you, but I was in the AB room.
Why?
That bastard Kay, he punched me in the stomach. I can't believe him. He didn't want me voting, so...
Whoa. And after he knocked you out, he would betray, which brought this BP up to 9.
Yes.
So where is he now?
On the other side of the number 9 door. With Dio.
You told him to go, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Is your arm okay? I heard
Arm?
what happened. Cybernetic arms, huh? Can't say I'm surprised. I was starting to get a feeling something was up with you.
I looked at it in my left hand. Or rather, I looked at it where my left hand should have been. Instead, there was a stub wrapped in white gaze. I told myself I'd do anything to get the cure, even if my little Dio betrayed me, but I had a feeling I might come to miss my hand. Oh yeah. How's Quark?
I'm right here.
Quark! Man, I'm glad you're alright. Feeling better?
Yep, thanks to you. You got the medicine from that jerk Dio, right? Luna gave it to me, and now I'm better. Thanks. You're the best, Mr. Sigma. You saved my life.
It seemed it shared stories while I was asleep. Everyone knew now how I'd made a deal with Dio and about the journal we found with the Latin in it. Lover and Phi seemed to have done most of the talking.
It was completely the opposite of what we guessed. We're not infected. The rest of the world is. That means this place isn't a quarantine facility.
Well, actually, we are also
A
infected
shelter.
because as part of the EV project, everybody got infected with Radical 6.
Well, we don't know anything for sure yet. I thought the same thing you did, but then Sigma pointed out a couple of discrepancies.
Yeah. Phi and I have already gone over it, but I'll explain what I noticed. 1. If we're in a shelter for infected people, I'd Quark been infected. Any place designed to keep a virus like that out would have a lot of safeguards to keep anything from getting in. Had the virus really bypassed all those measures? It didn't seem likely. 2. The timing of our abductions and the pandemic's outbreak was strange. It would make sense if we'd been rescued after the disease had become widespread, but that wasn't what had happened. First we'd been abducted, then the pandemic had broken out. 3. We didn't know why Zero had put us in the Nonary game. If we were survivors he wanted to protect, then why try and kill us? If we're in a shelter, why wasn't it safe?
Well, what about this? Maybe someone anticipated the pandemic. I don't know who. Probably Zero. Anyway, they grabbed us before the pandemic really started. Then they put us in the shelter. But then, after a while he got bored, so he decided to have us play this game to kill time.
Who on earth would make people he rescued play a game where he died just because he was bored?
Well, we don't actually know if there is poison in this bracelet.
What?
You're the only one who's gotten injected so far. And when you did, it was only Soparil.
What are you saying? That what I did at the number 9 door was all pointless?
No, that's not what I mean.
That can't be it. I'm sure there's tubocurarine in the bracelets. The Adams analysis confirmed it.
But what if the atom is lying?
If you're going to do that, then we don't have anything to base any speculations on. You could say that the newspaper article was fake, or that the Latin journal wasn't real. Or the journal was real, but my translation was a lie.
You made it up?
No, my translation was accurate. I'm just making the point that once you start talking about this stuff being fabricated, it doesn't stop. I don't think Zero is doing this just to take the piss out of a lime.
What?
I was just trying to stress that I don't think Zero would do this to pass the time.
I didn't make that mistake.
However, I do think Clover has half a point.
Meaning?
That someone did anticipate this pandemic. That part seems reasonable. Well, if the virus was spread on purpose, then I could see how that might make sense.
Yeah. It's not like Noah put all the animals on his ark after the flood happened. He went around before the rain started falling to gather them all up, right?
Are you saying that we were rescued because we're all that's left of humanity? We were brought here because someone knew there would be a pandemic that would turn us into an endangered species? Does that mean we're supposed to repopulate the planet?
Repopulate. I looked around and did a quick inventory. Four women, an old man, and a kid. That means I was the only young, fertile male. Repopulation, huh? That doesn't sound so bad. If that was the case, maybe there wasn't any reason to escape. If the newspaper and the journal were right, then the world that sent us crawling with a deadly virus. Why would we go expose ourselves to that? This would be the safest, happiest place on Earth.
The game's over. There's no point to any of this now.
No, that's not true. The game might be over, but we've still got a lot of unanswered questions. In fact, we've got even more questions.
So, are those answers going to open the number 9 door again? It's all over. Why we're stuck here doesn't mean shit. The 8 of us aren't leaving, ever. That's all that matters.
8?
You're including the old woman?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? What if the old lady is Zero Senior?
Closer to the truth than you thought, Quark. Yeah, you're right. We never even considered that.
But that would mean the person in charge of all this was murdered by somebody. That doesn't make sense.
Maybe she wasn't murdered.
Huh?
Are you saying she was infected with Radical 6 and killed herself?
But we didn't find a knife or any kind of weapon in the baby room with her.
Maybe she was killed somewhere else. And then someone carried her in there.
Boy, Quark, you're right on the money. What? That's ridiculous.
Well, maybe we should go take a look at her one more time. Maybe we missed something.
Sure, okay. We looked down at the body of the old woman. I was the first to move. Quietly and methodically, she began to examine the woman and her clothes. I just stood there. Even if she was dead, no, especially because she was dead, I just didn't feel right touching her. After a few silent minutes, Phi suddenly stopped. She pulled something from one of the old woman's sleeves and held it out toward me. A card?
Looks like an ID card for this place.
Kurashiki.
Since it's got her picture on it, I'd say it's a safe bet the card is hers.
Kurashiki, like Akane Kurashiki. Looks like her name is Kurashiki. Ever heard it before?
Nope. You?
No. Anything on the back? There's something written here. It says Jumpy Doll.
Well, actually it says pass equals Jumpy Doll. So I'm guessing Jumpy Doll is a password of some sort.
What the hell does that mean?
Beats me.
Looks handwritten. She must have put it here so that she wouldn't forget it.
Yeah.
We were still looking at the card over when I heard a commotion from the other part of the room.
Alice, what's wrong? Alice!
Oh no!
What are you planning to do with that?
Oh boy. And I turned around and gasped.
Damn it!
We ran to the other end of the room and skidded around the partition. Yeah, everybody's infected, so this is gonna be not a good ending. Percy and Alice ran wrapped Tyler on the scalpel. She didn't seem stable. Her eyes were flat and hollow. Her face was an emotionless mask. It was not well. The look on her face was all too familiar. Quark. She looked just like Quark before he went insane. But that meant...
Goodbye.
Her hand moved, lifting the scalpel up high in the air and driving it down toward her heart. Thank God we don't see everybody dying after it, because we really did not need that. Alright. Now, before we go down the final path, we need to take care of all these little dead ends. So I'm gonna go in. We're basically gonna betray everybody a bunch of times. So this is the Luna ending, where we're playing against Luna. We think at this point should murder everybody, at least I think so. I'm sorry, Luna, for all the times I'm about to betray you. I just waited as long as I could until doing it. Luna! Where's Luna? I looked out of the door and ran toward Evie, or I thought she'd entered. But... she's gone. Where'd she go?
That's odd. We came out the moment the gates opened. There's no way she could have left already.
Then... Yep, there's the bracelet, so she didn't vote, she allied.
Result, please.
Yeah.
Let's get the results. Everybody's penalized.
Point, please.
Since Luna didn't vote, she got set to ally automatically, and the other 6 got penalized.
Yep, we remember.
5 of them are dead already, and Quark's bracelet is off.
That means all those penalties are meaningless.
Yeah.
Still don't know why Luna showed up, though. There's no reason to come here just to abstain.
I can only guess at her reasons, but I'm sure it was part of some plan.
A plan for what?
Who knows? So what do we do now? Whatever Luna's scheming, we still managed to get 9 BP. Do you want to leave?
No, we can't. We still don't know if Quark is safe. No way I'm leaving before we find him.
I agree. I hoped you'd say that.
So, are you going to stay?
Of course. Let's get moving.
Alright, so we go searching for Quark. Guess what? We can't find him anywhere. Shit. He's not here either.
This is the last room. Well, the last room we can get into.
We haven't seen Luna either.
Yeah.
Where the hell did she go? We were standing there trying to decide what to do next when we heard a familiar voice echo throughout the facility.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
What?
No, that's not possible.
What's not possible? But she only bit her lip and said nothing. And all too soon it was over.
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the Nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
What? What just happened? It's all over now, isn't it? We're stuck here forever.
We should go back to the Floor A warehouse. I need to know if the door actually opened or not.
With that, she was off. Yeah. With a sigh, I turned to follow. Can't just look at this door and tell if it was open or not.
True, but the projection should tell us.
What? That is game finished. The result is game complete. Participant successful. Luna Quark. Luna and Quark escaped?
So it would seem.
Why? How? Almost as if on cue, the screen flickered. And Zero Jr. appeared.
Well, well, well! Long time no Zero! Remember your old pal Zero? I'm guessing
you.
Somebody's hoping for an explanation about what the diddlio just happened. Because we're such great friends, I decided to make an exception and descend from on high to give you the 411.
You know, I did miss hearing the Zero Jr. voice actress.
Aren't you happy?
So what's this explanation you've got?
Well, let's start with little Quark. He was given an anesthetic that put him to sleep. While he was out, Luna carried him through to the other side of the number 9 door.
But how did she open the door?
With Quark's bracelet, you silly bunny. It was still in the infirmary. Remember? Luna just hopped over there and picked it up.
So I was right. Quark had 9 BP when the second round ended.
Yup.
But didn't he get penalized for the third round?
Yes, he did. But a penalty can't take away your points. Just your life. The needles popped out and so on, but the points stayed the same.
So Luna took Quark to the door.
And since her wrist was already off, she wouldn't have suffered a penalty.
No. But it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Oh, right. She's a golem.
Alright, I think my tale is through.
Okay, well, I've got some questions for you, buddy.
Not you.
Well, good thing you guys don't have questions for V. That guy's a jerk.
This isn't the alphabet.
You must be feeling pretty good if you're able to joke around like that. I mean, 6 people just died here. It's not really a big deal. That's just how you humans are, after all. So, as long as you make it, nothing else matters. Am I right?
No, you're wrong.
Don't screw with us!
It's cool. It's cool. I know you gotta act tough. I mean, you chose betray. That means you don't trust Luna, right? Figures? She's a golem. She might even be a murderer. That's why you were planning to leave her here and bone out.
Again, I did it originally. This is not my fault. I just had to go through every possible scenario. I'm sorry, Luna. It's not my fault.
You see, it's all about? Haven't you thought about how sad you've made Luna?
What?
Well, looks like my time here's just about all used up.
Wait, I still have questions for her.
No, I won't wait. I don't like waiting. I waited once, and some half-witted reptile got the better of me because of it. After that, I learned to make sure to value my time.
Tortoise and the hare.
Alrighty then. I'll see you when I see ya. Have a nice trader.
For a few long moments, Pi and I just stared at the spot on the wall where Zero disappeared. Where had Quark been? Who had given him an anesthetic, and why? We had no idea who killed everyone. And Zero Senior's identity, as well as the purpose of the Nonary game, remained a mystery. As for our futures, what are we supposed to do now? I hadn't meant to say the words out loud, but there they were.
The tortoise won because he kept going even when it looked hopeless. I think we should do the same. We've got plenty of time, after all. We'll give the dead the closest thing to a funeral we can manage. And when that's done, we'll start looking. Even if I never leave this place, I'll figure out why we were here. I swear it.
I looked at the fire in her eyes and nodded. Nothing else, at least we had a purpose. Alright. That's one more bed end. Okay, next up, we're gonna go back one round of baby games and betray Luna here. A bunch of these, what's gonna happen is that people are gonna not trust us because we have more BPs, or we have enough BPs to open the door, and they're just gonna lock us out. I don't quite remember the setting for this one.
Results, please.
Quark has 9 BP. I have 8. I don't know what's gonna happen in this case.
Sigma, why?
You know, there's a bad ending waiting to happen. I just don't know. Don't know what happened here. Gotta be right. Yeah, because there's only 3. We have 1, 2, and there's gonna be a third one over here.
You promised. How could you?
I'm sorry, Luna. Again, I did lie with you the first
Why
time.
don't you say something? At least give me an excuse.
No, I got jack shit. I'm sorry, girl.
Anything. I don't care if it's a lie. Just say something. I can't trust you anymore. Can I? I see. All right then. You did it so that you could get more points, right?
I wanted to say no, but I couldn't. She was right. I shut my eyes and turned away.
I trusted you. Goodbye.
Luna's face twisted as she spun away, but not before I saw tears glistening in the corners of her eyes. My heart sank into my stomach like a lump of lead. I lost something very precious. Like they say, trust takes years to build, but only a second to break. If only I could have taken that second back, but that was impossible. Life only moves in one direction, and you only get to make your choices once. Past is the past, and it stays there.
Hey! Where do you think you're going?
Isn't it obvious? I'm going to look for Quark.
Hey! Wait!
Clover yelled after him, but Temiuj ignored her and continued toward the magenta door. She glared at his receding back and muttered something under her breath. Something must have happened between them.
Tenmyoji, you're going to go look for Quark, right?
Yeah.
I want to help.
No thanks.
Really?
Much as I'd like to say that, I need all the help I can get. Think you can give me a hand?
Of course. Let's go.
They headed off through the magenta door together. I wonder if maybe in this timeline someone uses Quark's bracelet or something? Laura was left standing by herself, breast furrowed and head down deep in thought. Then suddenly she stood up straight and took off through a cyan door. Going to check on Alice's body, I suppose. Turned and saw that only Phi and Kay were left. Where's Dio?
He went off toward the yellow door while you and Luna were talking.
He just walked out?
Yes. He did check the results before he left.
I bet he wasn't very happy. If I chose to betray, he'd be sitting pretty with 9 BP right now.
I imagine he would. Fortunately, Phi is much too clever for that. That was why I chose Ally. It was an easy decision.
But if you betrayed her, then you'd have been able to get out of here.
Perhaps, but I made a promise to Phi.
Promise, huh? Were you really sure Kay wouldn't betray you?
Of course not. I'm not an idiot. I didn't really have a choice, though. The only option was to trust him.
That's so.
Yeah. Don't you think that's important? Trusting someone, I mean. Alright. We should go and look for Quark, too.
Indeed. Best we split up, wouldn't you say?
We did say, and each of us left for a different area of the facility. I took the magenta door. I went through the yellow door, and Kay took the cyan door. Yeah, I'm actually curious what bed end we get here. Looking at the pantry. Golden Bay. But no matter how hard I looked, Quark was nowhere to be found. Eventually I decided to head back to the warehouse. Tenbyoji? What's going on? You found Quark?
Wouldn't be here if I hadn't.
Where was he?
Like I'm gonna tell you that.
What? Did I do something wrong?
You broke your promise to Luna. I don't like people who break promises.
There was no rebuttal for that. Well, I'm glad you found him.
Ha! Oh, you got some balls saying that, acting like you give a shit about him.
Is he okay? He looks tired.
He's just sleeping. Seems somebody shot him up with some kind of anesthetic.
Someone? Who?
Hell if I know. And honestly, I don't really care anymore.
Why not?
Quark's safe. Now, all I have to do is get him out of here, and this'll all be over.
Wait, you make it sound like he can get out right now.
I can. Well, he can.
How?
Didn't you see the results? Quark's PP is
9.
Exactly.
So you're gonna have him pull the lever and open the number 9 door?
Yeah, of course he's gonna need my help to do that.
But what about you? You've only got 4 BP. Even if you can get through the door open, you'll...
3! Now, you're thinking if my BP is too low, then I'll just have someone with enough BP open the door, and I'll just slip through when it's open. But that's not gonna happen! If you think you can be sneaky, well...
Think I don't know that? Doesn't matter though. So long as Quark is safe.
My guard was down. I barely even saw him move. It wasn't until pain exploded in my stomach that I realized Tenbyoji had kicked me. Oh, go! I let out a strange sort of wheeze and collapsed to the floor. Blinking against the pain, I managed to find Tenbyoji again. He'd maneuvered Quark up to the number 9 door. Oh, yeah. Stop! Tenbyoji! Moving made me retch, and before I could recover and call out again, he'd done it. Then Myoji's hand pressed Quark's against the lever. He looked back at me over his shoulder. And he
Sorry,
opened.
door's almost open, so it's time I was on my way.
Then Myoji, don't be an idiot. If you go through there, you'll...
Believe me, I know, but I gotta stay with him as long as I can. Couldn't live with myself if I just tossed him out there unconscious, you know?
I don't know, I think it makes more sense. Then stay here.
Can't do that.
Why not?
There's a killer here. It's too dangerous. I can't take that risk with Quark's life.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
See ya.
Temioji, wait! Don't do this! Temioji! Temioji! I guess I just did that. Huh?
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the Nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
How nice. That was how it ended. Had Temioji died? The Quark escaped? I didn't know. I laid my hand gently against my aching stomach and stared up at the ceiling. Faint approaching footsteps echoed through the warehouse. One of them was a killer. Whatever. Didn't matter anymore. I was never going to see the outside world again. Perhaps it would be better if I just let them kill me. I lay back and closed my eyes. The end. Alright. Save. Next bad ending. We're jumping back to timeline B, which is what we'll call the one with the yellow door. So here we allied, then got betrayed by Tenmyoji, and then went to the pressure exchange chamber with Clover. And this is where we're with Clover against Tenmyoji, I think. And Clover is currently 6 BP. She said she will do whatever we want. Of course, betray. So we betray, and she gets enough BPs to escape, and well, that's it. Game over, man.
Results, please. Point, please.
So, that's how it is, huh? Promises are made to be broken, I see.
Sorry. I just couldn't bring myself to trust you.
I could have chosen betray and killed you. That was a possibility.
Yeah, after all, you did choose betray in the last round.
That was a completely different situation. Well, in any event, your idiotic paranoia has given Clover 9 BP. How do you intend to deal with that?
Don't worry, she'll never try to open the...
Really? Then what's that?
Huh?
Look, I believe she's standing in front of the number 9 door right now.
What the hell? No, no way! Bye-bye.
Oh, the number 9 door.
She opened it.
Shit!
Clover! What the hell are you doing?
Sorry. Alice gave me an order, though.
Clover, you have to get out of here and call for help. My BP's down to 1. I'll have to play the AB game at least 3 more times in order to get to 9. If someone beats me to it, then we'll be trapped here forever. That can't happen. I'm giving you an order as your commanding officer. Escape.
Go home, Alexander. That's an order from your commander. What about the promise you made me?
Promise?
You said you'd listen to anything I said.
So, I am, aren't I? I can sure hear you well enough. Every little word is reaching my ears, isn't it?
You...
What? Were you thinking of something gross? You're a perv.
Hey, come on now.
The number 9, it will...
Anyway, I did what I promised, so I'll be heading off now.
Clover!
Clover!
Fucking bitch! You're not getting out of here!
You leapt over Clover with a roar, but she danced quickly aside, dodging his punch with ease.
Bye, guys.
With a last carefree grin, she leapt through the number 9 door.
The number 9 door has closed. This thank you as the escape, please.
She's gone.
Shit!
All we can do now is wait for her to call for help.
Hell, let's hope there's still someone who can.
What's that supposed to mean? Emir just said nothing, just shuffled off through the yellow door and out of the room. Cold silence descended on the rest of us. It was a silence that promised to remain for a very, very long time. Alright, so let's overwrite the save file. We have, I think, a couple more to go through. Yeah, 3 more. So this, here we still, alive with Temioji, went through the laboratory. I did the laboratory? Oh, this is, okay, here is when Dio has blackmailed us to try and give us the antidote. What we're going to do here is we're actually going to betray Dio, and as you might expect, the accelerator will go bye-bye. Spent all my posturing, I was like, I'm not going to betray Quark, I'm not going to betray, I'm not going to leave Quark to lie. I'm like, no, yeah, I'm going to betray Dio. I just couldn't die. Overnight, I walked slowly out of the UV room. He glanced over as I see the exited his own room. I looked away before I could make eye contact.
Sigma, why? After all that stuff you said. I mean, it's not like I'm criticizing you. I think you made the right decision.
Sorry.
You don't need to apologize. I think I would have chosen betray if I was in your position. We'll find another way, alright? We just have to keep an eye on Dio. As soon as he gives us an opening, we take it. And I'm sure Alice will help us too.
Did you tell her?
It's okay. We can trust Alice. There's no way she told him. Anyway, let's go check the results.
Yeah. Oh, and of course, Kay has my BP in the setting. So Kay's gonna escape.
Result, please.
Hey, what the hell is this?
Sorry, I decided to choose betray.
Oh, so you don't care what happens to Quark?
What kind of cold-hearted bastard are you?
Jeez.
Please, just give it back.
Hey, Sigma? What are you talking about?
You found the Excelsior in the laboratory.
And Dio stole it.
What? You mean he has it right now?
Nah, I don't have it.
What?
Well, I won't have it in about 2 seconds.
The moment the words left his mouth, I knew what he planned to do. No, don't! I left the word him as it spoke, but it was already too late. Dio snatched the vial out of his pocket, brought it up, and threw it to the ground.
No!
It threw it on the ground! You bastard!
What are you doing?
A promise is a promise. If you chose an ally, this never would have happened. You want to blame someone? Blame...
Ugh. I'd had enough. Something snapped in my brain. Bastard! I let out a guttural roll and leapt forward. Only to be stopped short by a firm hand on my arm. It was Phi.
Hold it.
Why are you stopping me?
Because this isn't the time for that.
Huh? What do you mean this isn't time
Look
for
at the number 9 door.
K. It was a dude standing in front of the door. What is he?
No!
9. His BP is 9.
What?
Suddenly we were all running toward K at the number 9 door. Kay, what the hell do you think you're doing?
What am I doing? Well, that should be obvious. But if you insist, I am attempting to leave.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I assure you, I would do no such thing. I am perfectly serious. After a rational assessment of the facts, I have concluded what is currently our highest priority. The answer is, of course, to save Quark. He must be taken to a hospital as soon as possible. For that to happen, one of us must escape and call for help. Currently, the only one of us capable of doing so is myself. That is why I intend to escape.
And leave us all behind.
Unavoidable, but as I said, I do intend to call for help.
Couldn't you have at least waited until the next round? Then you could have raised Quark's BP to 9 and taken him with you.
And what would happen if Dio was Quark's opponent in the next round? I have no illusions about what Dio would do. This is the most logical choice.
Okay, Mr. Spock.
The number it will.
Wait! Where's Alice?
Ah, yes. Alice is in the AB room. She has collapsed, but you needn't be concerned. She is only sleeping.
Oh no. What did you do to Alice?
You will need to ask her yourself. I must take my leave.
Hey! God damn it! Wait!
You charged at K, but the larger man easily sidestepped him and tumbled nimbly through the door just before it closed.
The number this thing as the escape, please.
Alright. That's that. Only 2 more. And then we can get to the proper path. So here, we betrayed Tenyoji in the first round. And we're about to betray someone else in this round, which means we're likely going to get 9 BP, and people are going to shut us down because of it. Play with Clover. Oh, and against Quark, I think.
One.
Betray.
Round.
Okay, we step
What
out.
did you choose, Sigma?
You didn't see me push the button?
No.
Huh. Well, you'll learn in a moment. What you want to do after that is up to you. can come with me if you want, or you can stay here. Your choice.
That's as good as saying you chose betray.
Hey, I grin and head toward the display.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please.
Bam, 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 bam. Bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop. Bloop. Uh-oh. Somebody's gonna be pissed at us.
Point, please.
What did you do, Clover?
Sorry, it wasn't me.
Sigma, huh?
Yeah.
Care to explain this, then?
What's there to explain? It's exactly what it looks like. I'm getting out of here.
What?
Are you going with him, Clover?
When they all turned to look at Clover, I made my move. My feet pounded across the metal floor of the warehouse as I ran for the number 9 door.
Hey, wait!
You'd have to do better than shout if you wanted to stop me. It was closer, I was almost there. I took one last running leap and slammed into the wall, then unlocking the device right in front of me. With a yell of triumph, I threw the lever down. Oh, I bet they're gonna restrain me and just let Clover go. The door began to open.
Shit, that son of a bitch actually did it?
His voice sounded almost surprised. I turned to face him. Sorry, but it looks like this is goodbye.
Sigma.
Don't worry. I'll go help the I'll go to the police as soon as I get out and come back with help. I'm not going to just leave you all here to die.
Don't give me that shit. I know a liar when I see one.
Really? Maybe you should get your eyes checked.
Are you guys just gonna let him run off like this?
No way. I can't allow that. He took advantage of a sick kid. He's just a coward.
Agreed.
I also agree.
That's it then. Let's get him. Ready?
Yeah, he's toast.
Just leave it to us.
Hey now, don't do anything you'll regret. This door only opens once, you know? If you stop me, then...
Give it up. Charge!
Uh-oh. Shit! I spun back around to face the door. There it was, right in front of me. Freedom! I leapt for it. Or at least I tried. Giant scrum. It happened in the blink of an eye. Suddenly my cheek was pressed against the cold steel floor of the warehouse.
It will.
Shit! Let me go! Let me go of me, damn it! I could feel something huge, heavy, and metal pressed against my back. It had to be holding me down. I flailed and kicked, but didn't do it any good. What are you doing? You're just killing yourselves!
I know.
The door only opened once!
Go, Clover.
Huh?
You're the only one of us with 9 BP. Nobody else can get out.
But
This is an order from your commanding officer. You are to escape from this facility. Once you've accomplished that, call for help.
Go home, Alexander. That's an order from your commander.
that's...
Stop complaining and go. If that door closes, it's all over. None of us will get out of here alive. Leave!
The door had already begun to close. The space was narrowing quickly, but was still wide enough for a single person to make it through.
Fine. You didn't leave me much choice.
I couldn't see what had happened, but I heard enough to guess. Alice had shoved Clover through the door. Looking up, I could see Clover's feet just beyond the doorway.
Alice!
Go! Call for help! I'm counting on you!
Alice! No! I can't!
And there it is. Game over.
The number this ends. Thank as the game escape. Please enjoy.
They're just gonna leave it there. Nothing else to say. Alright. One last bad ending, and then we can get back to the true thing. So here, we first betrayed Phi, and we're about to betray again whoever we went into the archives with. I guess we're paired with Phi, so maybe we're betraying K. Then again, this is gonna be a, oh, he's got 9 BP kind of business. I don't know what the weird white thing is yet. Blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what I'm using about. Three, two, one. Betray. And we're actually just gonna, like, mash through this one.
Why?
Because there isn't anything. We already know about why that blood is white.
Why? I already know. Excuse.
I also don't want to see one more disappointed Luna. I'm good.
Result, please.
Who was I playing against? Ooh.
Point, please.
What the heck?
Sigma?
See, the bastard.
What the Clover is?
I have 9 BP. People have misjudged me. I was carried by the white fluid. It's a nightmare. It's not real. They're all gonna restrain me.
What was that?
He was cut. It must have been.
Isn't that obvious? He's not human.
Oh shit, they've seen my white blood. Okay, we're gonna listen to this now.
Not human.
No! What are you saying? Of course I'm human. I'm 100% human.
Then explain that white stuff.
I swear to God, I have no idea what it is. You have to believe me.
I'm afraid you're not being very convincing.
Oh, you're one to talk? We can even see you. You could be a robot. Maybe that's not even a suit, that's just you, a robot you.
No, that seems extremely unlikely. However bad my amnesia might be, I am quite sure of my humanity. I am, without a doubt, not a robot.
They probably just programmed you to think that.
Alright, it's pretty obvious this guy's dangerous and probably unhinged. We should take him down.
I agree.
Looks like there's no other way. Now that he's got 9 BP from stabbing Clover in the back, there's a good chance he'll try and get out of here by himself.
Hey, hold on a minute. Let's not do anything rash. And then I'll run for the door. And they block me, let go of me. God damn it, this is a misunderstanding.
Stop.
If you want, I'd hope try not.
We use the injection gun on me to put me to sleep. Oh, this is a terrible ending. The first thing I felt when I woke up was the hard pain of a bruise all the way across my neck. It must have suffocated me. My head felt like it had been stuffed with cotton. I had to put out a hand to steady myself as I stood up. Where am I? Is this the infirmary? How long had I been out? My foot bumped into something and I looked down to see the injection gun. Glass vial labeled silver was attached to it. The anesthetic. After choking me to make sure I wasn't getting up in the near future. That meant I could have been asleep for a long time. Where is everyone? I glanced around the room. It was empty except for me. It took me a moment to realize what was especially odd about that. Even Quark and Alice had disappeared. What the hell's going on? That was when I noticed it. Quark and Alice weren't the only thing that had disappeared. Two other things, two very important things, were also gone. My bracelet. And my left hand. For a long moment I just stared, dumbstruck. What I was seeing couldn't possibly be real. But there it was, a smooth cross-section of my arm where a hand should have been. A thick white liquid dripped slowly from the stump. What is this? Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god! Yeah! The scream clawed its way out of my body, taking my mind with it. Then after that, nothing. Game over. Alright. Thank God we've gotten all of these done. So we can focus on the actual ending of the game. So we're back to... This is when 5 betrayed us once, and 5 betrayed us again. And we stopped her by telling her not even Jupiter can prevent a missed opportunity. And then we're figuring out who is the killer. We know exactly who the killer is, or rather, who planted the bombs. That is Dio! And this is literally the same as the thing that happens before. He goes for the detonator, then Myoji knocks him down, the remote detonation starts.
What, hoping I might spill the beans? Nice try. Unless one of you is secretly a medium, I think you're shit out of luck.
Wait, a medium?
Well, I'm out. Peace.
Wait, stop! And then I stop him from killing himself. They put him to sleep. How much time do we have left?
25 minutes or so, I believe.
And how much time until the white doors open?
Same.
So, what do we do?
We put the password and stop the
We
bombs.
searched Dio, but he doesn't have a note or anything with the codes on it.
Well, only one option left then.
Yeah?
Intuition. We trust our hunches.
That's... Are you suggesting we just... guess?
Sounds like it. Do you have a better idea?
Well, no, but...
Wait, there's another way.
What is it?
Before I can tell you, everyone has to promise to do exactly as I say. No questions. What's your answer?
We all nodded.
Good. First of all, Sigma, you're coming with me.
Right.
The rest of you, listen up. I want you to take Alice, Quark, and Dio to the Floor B warehouse.
So the thing is, in this particular timeline, because we went through the control room, we actually got the password input device.
Huh?
Why?
Didn't I say no questions? Good. That's it, we're done.
That's... it?
Is there a problem? I seem to recall you promised to do exactly what I told you to do. Okay, we don't have much time left. Now get moving. Sigma, you're with me.
I turned without waiting and headed for the door. Before I could blink, she was gone. Give everyone else in the infirmary a quick thumbs up and a shaky smile. Take care of these guys, okay? We'll see you back on floor B before you know it. So, just trust us, alright? I couldn't think of anything else to say. I turned and ran after Phi. Alright, we're gonna start disarming bombs. That's why we took all those notes for the various codes. I still wonder where the Kuroshiki Jumpy Doll thing is gonna come into play. I don't remember that part. This part, pretty straightforward. Okay, so what do we do?
Get the input device ready.
Alright, done. All hooked up and everything.
How many minutes do we have left?
Well, they'll go off when the door's open, so... 21 minutes.
That means we have 7 minutes per bomb. That includes travel time, though.
Bomb number 2 is in the control room on floor B. And bomb number 1 is also in floor B with the garden. So, we just need to hurry, alright?
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do? I mean, you have some sort of plan, right?
Well, it's not like I don't have one.
Then stop being so mysterious and tell me. What the hell am I supposed to do?
You need to make a jump.
Jump?
Yeah, to another world. Another history.
I can't.
You didn't just guess that Dio set the bombs, did you? You knew it. Because you remembered it happening in another history, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, but that's... I mean...
You just have to do that again.
So you're saying I need to go to another history and get the password out of Dia somehow?
Doesn't have to be another one. It could be this one. Just go back to the past and question him. Then again, if you do that, you might end up changing things so you don't end up here. That would mean you couldn't deactivate the bombs in this history. So you have to come back to this exact moment, or...
Ah, damn it. This is so confusing.
Well, don't think about it then. We don't have time any. Just jump.
Okay. I get it. See you later then. Are you insane? You're talking about transporting myself across space and time. Also, why should I have to do everything? Can't you jump too?
My jumps happen suddenly, out of the blue. I can't control them.
Neither can I.
That's a problem. Alright, consider this. Maybe we've already jumped from another history to this one, but our memories of that history got damaged or something. We forgot most of what happened in that other timeline. If we can remember even a little bit, though. Anyway, it's just a hypothesis.
Are you saying I might know it already? And I just have to try and remember it?
Yeah, I feel like we know. So, anything? We need the bomb. Do you remember hearing it?
Yeah, I do. Let's skip over this stuff. Alright, let's look at the memo. The password for number 3 is LXQLHCNMR. Let me use LXQLHCNMR. LXQLHCNMR. Boom. Bomb number 1. Or bomb number 3. First bomb.
Good job. It worked.
Phew. I sighed and wiped what felt like buckets worth of sweat from my forehead.
So, you knew the password after all. Interesting.
Yeah, I guess I did.
You heard it in another history? Just
yeah.
What happened in that other timeline? Never mind. We don't have time for that. How much longer?
18 minutes.
Good. We've still got time. Come on. We've still got 2 more. The number 2 bomb is next on the list.
So we're heading to the control room?
Right. No time to waste. Oh, and don't forget the input device.
And then she was gone. I hurriedly disconnected the device from the bomb and chased after her. And this is the last time that I will complain about them having to show us every time that we travel through the facility. Like, I don't need to see that. I wonder if maybe it was a way to hide a loading time on PS Vita. Maybe that's why they're here. But boy. Control room. Alright, this is bomb number 2.
You got it? Hook it up.
Okay.
Hurry it up. Plug in the...
Yeah, there are different passwords.
Try it again. Then it's all 3... Shit! This is bad. What the hell are we... Try... Did you... Yeah, you figured you just remember...
Yeah, we remember the next password. That's fine. bam, 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 bam. Okay, so this one is EQD, DYR, and TK. EQD, DYR, and TK. EQD, DYR, and TK. Alright, bomb number 2, also disarmed.
Damn, so you don't whatever. Point mate. Okay, that just
Okay, moving on to the last one.
Well, let's go.
I'm skipping through this dialogue because it's just all just fluff dialogue. Mechanical Gordon. Look up the input device.
Finally. How many minutes?
9 minutes.
So we can just stay. You have the...
And we know this is not the last one. There's bomb number 02.
Okay, we've done... Do you really... Exact. What else? Don't sweat it. You did great. I'm sure this time. No, I think there's nothing to... Whatever. You're the only... Yeah, I can't remember things as well as you, alright? I'm doing the best I can, but either I haven't seen the stuff you have, or I just can't remember it. Maybe we've been going to different worlds. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Counting on...
Alright. Remember Sigma. Come on, Sigma, you can do this. Okay, so over here, BQZ RGJ DXR. BQZ RGJ DXR. Check. Yeah! Suck on that deal, you arrogant son of a bitch! Ah, that feels good. I haven't felt this satisfied in ages. It's like my whole brain is swimming in endorphins. I feel like it's just going to melt and dribble out my ears. This is, without a doubt, what heaven feels like. Honestly, I feel like I could fly right now. Hell, I almost wish there was another bomb so I could feel this again. Isn't this great? Bye. Hey, what's going on? You're really harshing the vibe here. Would it really kill you to smile? We just saved everybody. Also, not that I need it or anything, but it sure would be nice to get a thank you or something. Oh, thank you, Sigma. You're the greatest. You're so awesome. I'll dress up in that swimsuit for you just like I promised. I mean, just a swimsuit thing would be fine, really, but... Are you even listening to me?
I am. You said you wished there was another bomb, right?
Well, I mean, I don't really...
I hope you're happy. You're going to get your wish.
What?
I remembered something too. Just a glimpse. We must have confronted Dio about the bombs. I'm not sure how, but we got him to tell us about them.
Exactly. I've planted 4 bombs. They're the ones numbered 1, 2, and 3. But there's also one more. Bomb number 0.
I felt a cold shiver run down my spine. Suddenly I remembered it too. I'd heard Dio say those very words in Floor B warehouse. No way.
Looks like you remember it too.
Yeah.
How much time do we have?
Shit! We've only got 4 minutes.
Well, hurry up! We need to get to the 0 bomb.
Right. I yanked the input device out of the bomb and turned to cheese after... what are you just standing there for? Go, show me where the bomb is.
What? Are you telling me you don't know where it is? You have got to be kidding me!
How the hell would I know where the bomb is? Oh shit, you don't know? She bit her lip and nodded. Damn it. What the hell are we supposed to do now? We can't deactivate the bomb if we don't know where the damn thing is.
Calm down. Just calm down. You need to think, Sigma. There has to be a clue somewhere. Pretend you're Dio. You need to hide the bomb. Where would you hide something important?
Hide something important.
Right.
Hide hide? What was the deal? Where would I hide? Ah! This is a pretty clever bit of setup, I have to admit.
Sigma, wait! Where are you going?
Don't follow me! Go find the others!
Idiot! Do you really think I'd do that?
I could hear her following me, but there was no time to argue. Instead, I focused on my goal. There was still time. So where has Deal hidden stuff before? There's only one spot where he actually hid something that was important to him that he used beforehand. Back in Warehouse A. In between the two rightmost AV rooms.
Here?
Yeah, should be between these AV rooms. Good, I was right. How much time do we have left?
About a minute.
Shit!
Hurry!
I'm hurrying as fast as I can. The input device was plugged in and was ready to go. Now I just had to enter the password. But what was the password? I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd already used up my third time charm. Still, I had to try. I shook my head and concentrated. Alright. And the last password is LXAQNSGDQ. LXAQNSGDQ. And we did it! We successfully disarmed every bomb. There was another lock. I wonder what unlocks that lock. It stopped.
Yeah.
Fine, I crumpled to the ground. The adrenaline that had sustained us suddenly gone.
How did you know it was here? Did you see it in another history?
It's hard to explain. The short version is that Dio hit something here in another timeline. I guess maybe it put the bomb here too.
Pretty good guess.
Yeah.
Well, you did it. So, thanks.
Oh, I don't need any thanks. Just
what?
about that swimsuit you promised.
What? What on earth are you talking about?
That was a different timeline.
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
This is bad. The white doors have opened. We need to hurry. Everyone else is waiting for us in the Floor B warehouse.
What about the swimsuit?
What the hell are you going on about? Just go!
Before I could protest, she turned and ran toward the magenta door. I sighed and headed off after her. I ran into the warehouse to find everyone else already there. We've done as Fi asked and brought the 3 unconscious members of our party back to the doors. Fi and I shared a quick glance and headed over toward them.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm so glad you're safe.
So, did you disable the bombs?
Yeah, I could have done it in my sheep.
Don't you mean in your sleep? Oh my... Thank you! Thank you so much!
Yeah, good job, you guys.
No need to thank me. Although, I mean, if you insist, I wouldn't mind a little swimsuit time.
What?
Huh?
You're disgusting.
1 minute remains until...
We need to hurry.
Everybody know who's in their group?
Yeah, I'm set.
Alright, then let's move.
Temyev's commander broke off into their teams. He carried Quark on his back and dragged Dia along the floor and through the wide door on the left. Clover and Luna carried Alice through the door on the right, and Temyev and I myself ran through the center door.
10 seconds remain. 9, 8, 7, 6.
Time for the last escape room.
3, 2, 1, 0. Chromatic.
This is a cool one, but also a little bit of a tricky one, so we'll see how long it takes us. Q. That's a wide-ass wide room. What the hell? There's nothing here.
Well, there are doors. The one we came in. And that one, which I'm assuming is the exit.
Yup, figures. One budge.
The plaque on the door just said Q.
Q. What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Really? Now someone's just being a smartass.
Huh?
Nothing. Maybe the Q is for question.
Well, I guess it's a very questionable room.
If there was a deck of cards here, maybe the Q would be for Queen.
That's a quality guess right there.
Right. Well, we need to get out of here. Let's find a way to get the door open.
We also need to find the star keys. I've got enough BP to open the door, but you guys need to play the AB game some more.
Yeah.
We still need a few more points.
If we can get those star keys, we should be able to play the AB game as many times as we need to. So...
It's just a matter of time until we get the points we need.
Right. Good.
Well, let's get started. Game so far. Okay, what we're supposed to do here, the room's empty. And then... oh. A little cube pops up. Okay, so let's stick around the cube. So this is kind of like Minesweeper, except we actually do want to hit the mines. So we know that there's nothing there, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. So in front of us, there's just... so in these 9, there's only 1. In these... sorry, rather, in these 4, there's only 1 active spot. Here there's 2. Here there's 3. Here there's 1. Here there's 1. Here there's 1. Here there's 2. And there's nothing else there. So that means... we need to click... this. And that's gonna pop up something that has to do with the puzzle that we faced so far. Now the downside is that it's kind of blocking our view of the other side. I don't know if that's a problem. Oh, and there's 8 total puzzles. I guess we missed the explanation there, but again, I knew what was going on here. So there's 2 in the bottom right. 3 in the bottom... 2 in the bottom left, 3 in the bottom right. And that is it. And then 1, 2... Alright, keep rotating on this side. Yeah, okay, I mean, we already talked about this, okay. Nope. Nope. Okay, this is interesting. This is a bit different. There's 2 in these. There's 3 here. There's only 1 here, so it's gonna be this one. But here there's 2. Here there's 3. So this slot only has 1. And this slot only has 1, so I think it's 3 like that. So it's... okay, let's try that immediately. Okay, that's right. Okay, what else are we looking for? What about up here? Nothing, nothing, nothing. Looks like the third from the right, there's just a lonely guy. Alright, and finally, last side, I believe. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff here. Oh boy, that's a lot of stuff. Still concentrated toward the bottom. Is there a 5 at all? I guess 1 means we're looking at these 4. There's a block here. Oh god, more dice. Great. And no. There's one more, I'm pretty sure, in the bottom right. Oh, this one is 4, so all of these have to be active. This one has 4. So these 4 should also be active. This one is 3. This one is 3, so I think we're looking at something... Oh. I guess they were separate puzzles. And with that, I think I'm done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, we've got everything. Okay. Let's start exploring the actual items. There's a glass there. We only have 5 moves. Turning everything red? Apparently not. 1, 2, 3. No. Is that the model? Or is that just the starting setup? That's just the starting setup. Okay, let's try turning all the middles red and all the triangles green. Go. Close but no cigar. All right. Oh, so close. Okay, let's try a different puzzle, because this one I'm not vibing with right now. 4 books, but they're all empty. But it says dice on them. Okay, pictures. Blue, green, and red. Okay. Based on that, we can at the very least attempt to do the dice puzzle problem. Okay, so the blue should be the 5 looking up at floor 4 from the top left, and the one looking up from... Oh, I feel like I actually have to match these sides too. Fuck. Okay, 2, 5. Okay, we need to move it here. So that is correct, but we are 1 off, I believe. Yeah. So let's try putting it on the other side. It's 5, and then 4 and 1. And the slot is 4, 4. Okay, that one is correct. Right, 5, 4, 1. Yes. So we now need to get the... Where's the 1? Here. 1... 1, 2, 3. Okay, they are facing correctly. The greens now. 4, 5, 6 up top, vertically. And then 2 and 4, is that right? Yes, that is right. And then at 4, 6 instead, we have 2 up top, looking left. So, to get there, we first need to move these out of the way. Okay, that's 2 up top. But it's looking the wrong direction. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who's looking left? 4, 6, Nope. I need to swap the dice. Okay, 2 is looking left. But it's gonna have 3 and the 1. 2 is looking left. 3 left going up and the 1. Now we need the 6 vertically. And then the 4 and the 2. But... Oh, it should be at... 5, 4. Alright. Okay, and last but not least... Directly to the left of the greens, we have first the red 3 going right. The 3 is going left. Let me try this other guy. Three going right, 6 up and 2 pointing that way. Okay, we're good. Okay, we can place this guy back. And now the one that's left has to be a 4 with a 2 and a 1. Alright, if I do this... Whew! That was tricky, but we did it! Got a memory card. The blue one. Which we're immediately gonna put in. Okay, 2 more. Dice problem we're done with. Black screen for now. We get darts. There's a blue thing hidden in there. $100. Okay. Shouldn't be that terrible. So 100 we can get as let's see, 14 times 3 is 30 is 42. Then 24 is the largest we can do. And we still need 34, which we cannot achieve. The best we can do is 33. So if we could do... Not quite. Let's start with 42 once again. What if we did 28? Now we need 30. We can't reach 30. Okay. What if we did 42 to start? 22 instead of 24. So we need 36. But 36 reds. I can't do 36. I can do 26. Is there a way I can get more, 10 more from a blue? The 37 definitely doesn't work. Not enough. Maybe 42 is a bad start. It's the largest number, but sometimes the largest number is not the best. Let's start with 39. So we need 61. If we added 28 to that, then we need 33. Okay, yep, there we go. No, yes, 33 works. It works. Alright, puzzle number 2, solved. Okay, let's go put it in. Last but not least, okay, everything there is red, so I guess we need to turn everything red. Let's try approaching it with that mentality. So if we hit that, then that, then that, then this, then that. Hey, first try. First try of our second tries. Okay, we get both a folder and this is the part that I hate about this game, is that we have to play essentially the AB game. 3 people definitely choose Ally, 1 definitely chooses Betray, 1 is a Mysterious Mirror, which does everything he's up and does. And the 2 passwords are obtained by getting 9 points with 6 people. And I don't know what we must be the only ones to surpass 9. I guess it means the pair should, there should be only 1 pair to surpass 9. So let's be ready to play a bunch of fake AV games. And for that, I might be tempted to just look up the solution. Oh, there's us. Okay, us to our pair. Nope, back. Alright, so we can put the pairs wherever we want. Now the question is how we match C, D, E with things. So we get to do whatever we want. So of the 7 people, since 3 will choose Ally, it means there's a pair and a soul that always chooses Ally, a pair and a soul that always chooses Betray, and another one that just matches us. So if we manage to get the Betray pair and the Betray soul together, okay, let's put A, and I kind of missed it. Was it D? No, A and E. Alright, so we just match A and E the whole time. So they will always betray each other. I'm actually using Master just because it's faster. A, E. Alright. We got the green code. Now, of course, we've got every other secret save, so we do want the final code. So we are the only ones who can survive. So we need to find... We know that E always betrays. So if we pair him up with B, at least for this first round, things are gonna go. Now the question is, which one of C and D is the mirror map? If we betray C... Okay, C is the mirror, and D is the always ally. Okay, so we're gonna betray him. We're gonna put A and B. And then we're gonna get C. Is that right? Nope. C is the mirror, D is the always ally. A betrays. C is the mirror. Now we want E to be paired with A and B with C. And then we're gonna get, again, A paired up with E. We are against D. And we're gonna lie this time to, save D a little bit. And this should give us the final password. Yes! I'm proud for myself for figuring it out on my own. Safe. Safe. Moon Star is the last secret code. Alright. Let's read all the secrets. Minkowski space. A way of describing gravity that adds a fourth dimension of time to the 3 dimensions of space. It was described by German mathematician Hermann Minkowski and therefore bears his name. It's also the name of a ski resort for miniature cows. Minkowski space. Oh god. Minkowski space. Oh Jesus. Lagomorph. The scientific name for the order to which rabbits belong and 0's actual name. Temioge and Alice. When they were split up at the red, blue, and green chromatic doors, Temioge told Alice that there was something he had to tell her. That something was, of course, his identity, and that he'd already knew about all about Alice in Ice 9, and not because he'd heard about it from Clover. Temioge and Clover. After their second round of AB game, after going through the purple and green doors, Clover, as a solo, was heard to say the following to Temioge, her opponent. What the heck did you mean with all that? It's not fair. If you're telling the truth, then... What had Temioge said to her? The same thing it meant to say to Alice, of course. He told her who he was. That simple fact shook Clover's resolve and made her forgo to Alan. Probably hadn't been his original intention to betray her, but after thinking about work safety, he probably felt he had no choice but to betray. AB Project. A can stand for after and B for before, but it also can stand for anima and body. Everything that happened in this facility was part of the AB Project. And this weird graph that we've seen once before pops up again. The mystery of Phi. So, who was Phi? There are a few clues scattered throughout the story, but nothing conclusive. Perhaps the truth will be revealed at the Nevada test site. Deactivation passwords. Here's a little something more about the bomb deactivation passwords. Those passwords, they're just gibberish. There's something hidden in each one. I can only give you a hint. +1. Good luck. There's not more to the story, but I think we'll stop the Secret Archives here. Thank you for playing, and we hope you enjoyed the game. If I do +1, out of curiosity, right, the first one turns into M, Y, B, E, Q, R, O, S, which is my brother. Actually, we can probably write it here because we've done all this. So it's my brother. Pass 2 is C. Let me erase my brother. C, O, no, not O. C, R, A, S, crash, crash keys. My brother, crash keys. Free Y X Y Z, yep, R Z S O E T U H I J K L. Free Z so. I guess that's sort of a little joke there. And the last one is my you are M I E O N S. Myrmidons. Okay, cute. All the passwords actually meant something. That's funny. Alright, that's the end of the secret sets. Last password ever. Moon, moon, and sun. Boom. We got 2 car keys. We got 2 vials of Excelivir. Spark is going to be okay. And of course, then we need the key. And we need to find the exit. And escape. Three, two, one. Open the lock. We did it! We bid every escape room. Escapist.
Huh. It opened.
We should get back to the Flore warehouse then.
Hey, wait. Did you guys hear something?
What?
You didn't hear it? It came from over there. It sounded like something turning on. See, I told you. This screen wasn't on before.
You're right. Guess it was set to turn on when we opened the door.
It looks like an authentication screen. I think we need to put in an ID and a password.
Yeah, but what?
Oh, in this case, there's only one lion eating the sun. Oh, we're seeing all the lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, of course. This was the real 9th lion. But if that was the case... It's a good thing we did the other ending before, because we needed the username and password, which are Kurashiki and Jumpy Doll, specifically. ID Ura Chiki Pass. Nope. Jumpy Doll. Boom. We've undone the last lock.
Sigma, look!
You're...
Akane. Her name is Akane Kurashiki. They've been looking for her for a very long time.
He walked toward her. Slowly, carefully, almost as if he was afraid of scaring her away, he reached out.
She's a hologram.
Namioji squeezed her, his eyes shut.
Akane.
He closed his hand around empty air and let it fall to his side. But in this particular timeline, we did not see the dead woman. There was a moment of sad silence, and then she began to speak.
I see you finally arrived. I've been waiting for you. Well, I suppose that's slightly inaccurate. What you see now is a holographic message I recorded before you came here. Unfortunately, this means I will not be able to answer your questions. At least not directly. I hope you will understand. Now, where to begin? You probably have a great many questions. What day is it? Where are we? Who is Zero? And what does he have to do with Akane Kurashiki? But I imagine there is one question that rises above all the others. Why were we brought here? The answer to that is simple. Everything that has happened here is part of our plan. All of this was required for the success of the AB project. I assume you've heard the name by now, at least. In any event, you were all needed in order to execute our plan. The Nonary game was necessary for the same reason. Your question now, I imagine, is just what is this AB project? The answer to that is also simple. Allow me to explain. We created the AB project for one purpose: to transport the consciousnesses of two people into the past. Those two people are you, Sigma, and you, Phi.
What do you mean the past? The moment the words were out of my mouth, I realized no one there could answer the question. Not Phi, not Tenryoji, certainly not a pre-recorded hologram.
Have you figured out what this room is? I assume you saw the Q on the door. It stands for quantum. That makes this the quantum room.
It took me a moment to realize you changed subjects without even pausing. There was nothing we could do, of course, but I still felt a twinge of frustration.
Take a look at the rear of the room. Do you see that large enclosure? That houses our quantum computer. The systems that control this entire facility run on that machine. That includes the construct you refer to as Zero Jr., as well as the golems. All of them do their thinking in that box. Isn't that strange, though? It seems contrary to how we perceive the world. The body, the thing that you see and interact with, is somewhere else. But the mind and all its thoughts are in this box. Perhaps it isn't so strange, though. Perhaps humans are the same, with our minds and thoughts existing separate from our bodies. Our core is in our head, of course. We all have individual brains, think individual thoughts, and act according to individual wills. That makes communication difficult, though. So, we're forced to rely on inefficient mediums, like language, photographs, nonverbal cues, etc., to transmit information. Each one of us is an individual, and we have no direct connection to anyone else. But is that really true? In the dimensions we are most familiar with, yes, it is. We may all be connected after all. Like the branches of a tree, or a rhizome. Imagine a horizontal cross-section of the root system of a large tree. All you can see are the spots where the roots intersect the plane of your cross-section. In the two dimensions you see, the roots all appear to be individual things with no connection to one another. But this isn't the case. If you expand your view and look at the root system in 3 dimensions instead of only 2, you see the truth. All the roots join together at the trunk. In 2 dimensions, they appear
So humans are all joined together?
but
By the morphogenetic field, I assume?
third higher dimension, you see. Things that might appear to be separate from one another in 3 dimensions could be connected to one another if you look at them in 4 dimensions. Doesn't that at least seem like it could be a possibility? I believe that is how human consciousness actually works. Well, I'm not the only one, I suppose. Zero and I share that belief.
Morphogenetic field theory.
Then Myoji mumbled something that sounded like nonsense. I opened my mouth to ask him what it meant, but I kind of was ready talking again.
Now, when I talk about a 4th dimension, I'm referring to the 4th dimension four-dimensional surface, which encompasses a volume of space. Connect three-dimensional objects to one another, and you formed a four-dimensional object, which encompasses a volume of both space and time. It is on that fourth-dimensional axis that our minds are connected.
Okay.
If that was true, then what would prevent anyone from sending their consciousness backward or forward in time? That theory is the foundation of the AB project. The A represents after, and the B represents before.
That was a lot of information to stew on.
It probably sounds silly to you, a ridiculous story made up by a mad old woman. But look at what's happened to you. You've seen many different worlds and timelines, haven't you, Sigma? And what about you, Phi? I know you have too. Am I wrong? Tenmyoji should know what I'm talking about as well. I believe you experienced something very similar nearly half a century ago. You sent your consciousness to the past to help save a little girl's life. It was a long time ago, but perhaps you still remember.
Yeah, of course I do. How could I forget? That little girl was you, Akane.
Suddenly it felt like Fi and I were outsiders, trespassing on something we had no right to see. Tenmyoji's face was stamped with emotions as he looked into Akane's eyes. It seemed almost like she was looking back at him.
Now,
So, Tenmyoji is really Junpei from 999.
unfortunately, my time is up. The final stage of the project will begin very soon. I need to go prepare. The next time we meet, I can tell you the rest of the story. So come and find me. I'll be waiting. One last thing. The cat in the box. Is it alive or is it dead? Sigma? Phi? You will decide its fate. Goodbye.
Wait! Akane, wait!
Oh, Tenmyoji, I can almost see you. You don't need to worry. Everything is going to be okay. I will see you again one day. I promise. But I'm going to have to ask you to wait just a little longer.
Wait! Akane!
And then she was gone. Tenmyoji collapsed to his knees, his back hunched and shaking. I saw tears land on the white-knuckled fist he pressed against his thighs. I kept quiet. What was there to say? Fi and I looked at one another and nodded silently. With a shaking hand, Tenmyoji pulled a photograph out of his pocket. It was a picture of a girl. After all that we've been through, her smile was enough to break your heart. We made our way to the warehouse in Florida and met up with the others. It took only a few minutes to decide to head to the infirmary. As soon as we arrived, we began to treat Alice in court for Reticle 6. I gave Luna the Excalibur I'd found in the cure room. Quickly prepared it and injected Alice in Quark.
Thank goodness. It will take some time for them to recover completely, but they should be fine.
Good.
Indeed.
Thank you, Luna. And thanks for finding the medicine, you guys. Thank you so much.
Don't sweat it.
No need to thank us.
Tenmyoji said nothing, just walked over to Quark's unconscious body. He took the small boy's hand in his own and held it tight. And I could see tears at the corner of his eyes as he turned away from us. Suddenly I remembered. Dio, where had he gone? It didn't take me long to find him. He was sprawled unconscious on the floor beneath the sink. Handcuffs?
Oh, we found those in the crew quarters. Before you returned, we went to check on the bomb in room 2, and we found them there. Of course, the bomb was indeed turned off, Thank you again for dealing with him. You are, quite literally, lifesavers. You have my eternal gratitude.
I coughed awkwardly and looked pointedly around the room. I glanced over at Fight to see if she was doing the same thing. After that, we head back to the 4A warehouse to play the main game. Specifically me, Phi K, and Luna. Clover and Tim usually decided to remain in the infirmary just in case something happened with Alice, Quark, or Dio. Luna would represent Clover's team. With Quark and Dio sleeping, K would represent their team by default. Which left me, Phi, and Tenmyoji. You should vote.
No, I'll let you handle it. I chose Betray in the last round. You probably don't trust me right now.
What? That doesn't matter now.
Excuse me, I apologize for interrupting, but I think you should be the one to vote in the next round, Phi.
Why?
You already have 9 BP. There's no reason for you to choose Betray now. You see?
Hey, you're acting like I might actually try and betray her.
Not necessarily.
What does it matter what he's suggesting? We're almost there. We just have to play the AB game 3 more times. Then we can all get 9 points. But that means each representative has to choose ally all 3 times.
Okay, I'll vote. You're sure you're alright with this, Sigma?
Yeah, I trust you. I handed her a star key.
Shall we open the doors?
And at 40?
Oh, right. We have to wait for the deadline.
Oh, well, we could vote earlier, but then each voter would be stuck inside the AB room for 45 minutes.
Okay, let's go back to the infirmary then.
I agree. Please, lead the way.
Luna cased it off toward the yellow door. I was about to follow when...
Hold on. I just remembered something. The
What?
AB room on the left, in one of the other histories, she...
Oh yeah, you're right. Akana's body was in there. What does that mean? Why didn't we find her body in this time?
Maybe because she wasn't murdered.
But how? When did history change?
Do you remember what Akane said?
The cat in the box. Is it alive? Or is it dead, Sigma? Phi. You will decide its fate.
The Schrodinger's cat thing.
Exactly.
I wonder what she meant about us deciding its fate.
Perhaps she was saying her own fate wasn't decided yet. The history
Huh?
where she's alive and the history where she's murdered are both real right now.
What? No, that's impossible. We've already opened the box. We opened the door into the safety room and there was no body.
No, we haven't opened the box. We haven't found a body, but we haven't found her alive yet either. In other words, we haven't actually observed her. The hologram was a recording from before this game started.
The next time we meet, I can tell you the rest of the story. So come and find me. I'll be waiting.
Where was Akane now? Where was she waiting for us? Or what if she wasn't anywhere now? What if she was waiting for us in another timeline? Or what if she was waiting for us in the past? Was that even possible? If she was, what would that mean? To be continued. A new destination has been added to the flowchart. What say you? We all go back to the past. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Damn it. Feels like my head's gonna explode. Where the hell am I? Looks like an elevator, but...
No, this is one of the AB rooms.
Yeah! Who the hell are you? What the hell's an AV room?
Damn, I guess you did lose your memory after all.
Memory? Memory. So there's about to be a nice little bit of thing that I really enjoyed and I thought was really clever. I remember! You're Fi! She grinned. What is this?
Check your bracelet.
It's a red pair. BP is 3.
Mine's the same.
Does this mean it's the beginning of the game? We've gotten back to when we first woke up in the AV room?
No. I think we woke up a little earlier this time.
How'd you know?
Push the buttons on the side of your bracelet.
2 hours, 15 minutes.
We didn't wake up this long before the primary doors opened last time. I think we're about an hour early.
Wait a minute. If you're right...
Yeah, Akane might still be alive. We got back before Dio killed her, I think.
Then...
Right. We're here for one reason.
Stop her from getting killed.
Exactly.
Let's move! We need to get out of here fast.
Don't need to tell me twice. Let's go.
And you're like, oh, okay, same escape room. Yeah, remember how we do this, right? We gotta open here. We don't need to look there. This is our past, remember? This means we're just repeating history. You see what I'm getting at? Password for our safe should be the same to one we got earlier? Exactly. Now hurry up and open it. You don't have to play through the game again. Star, sun, sun. Boom. Okay. We have the key. And we open the door. And we press the button. And this is the literally last escape room. Finally, I climbed out through the hatch and onto the top of the AV room. It took us only a moment to spot them. Akane! Behind her was Dio. He was moving quickly and quietly, a knife glinting in his right hand. Shit. There was no time to yell to her. I scrambled down from the top of the AV room. I wasn't following me. When I looked back, she was still standing on the roof. Fine, what the hell are you doing? Get down here and... Before I could finish, she moved. She ran across the roof, launched herself in the air. Yeah! Bam! What the?
He's fine. Just unconscious.
Bent down and held my fingers in front of his mouth. He was still breathing.
I don't think he saw me. He probably has no idea what happened to him.
I went down like a sack of potatoes.
He had it coming.
I heard footsteps come to a stop right in front of us. I looked up.
So you came. I've been waiting for you. You're here to hear the rest, right?
Wait, just wait a minute. What the hell's your deal? How can you be so calm? If we hadn't shown up just now, you'd...
Have been stabbed in the heart by this young man and died. Yes. Although, that reminds me, I haven't thanked you yet. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate you saving me.
That... what?
Hold on. How do you know about being stabbed by Dio? Are you an Esper too?
Yes, indeed I am. I am able to jump through time, just like you.
Then what the hell were you thinking? If you knew he was going to stab you, why were you going to let him do it?
Because I had to.
You what?
Think back. Why are you here? If I hadn't been killed by Dio, no one else would have been murdered. Consequently, your own abilities would never have manifested. I did explain, didn't I? The purpose of the AB project was to send the two of you to the past. Or your minds, at least. In order for that to happen, some death was necessary. When a human brain is faced with danger, its processing speed increases. Information is processed more quickly, and time almost seems to slow. A few seconds can feel like an eternity. Unfortunately, that in itself isn't enough to send oneself through time. The amplitude of the consciousness is simply too small. In order to increase the amplitude, we need to slow down the brain before the increase happens. It's a little like a slingshot. You pull back on the rubber band and then let go. The potential energy you stored in the band is released and converted into kinetic energy. That's what fires the bullet out of the slingshot. Now, while a slingshot can only fire in one direction, your mind isn't similarly limited. When the bullet of your consciousness is fired from the slingshot of your brain, it travels past the three-dimensional world and into the four-dimensional one. From that perspective, time is no longer fixed. In other words, you can travel to the future, the past, whenever you like. Your consciousness has been released from the three-dimensional cage. In order for that to happen, I had to infect you with Radical 6.
Whoa, what?
We're infected with Radical 6?
Yes. Don't you remember, Sigma? Luna should have told you about it in another timeline.
Are you sure? Infecting all of these people with such a horrible disease?
Every single one of you has been infected. Well, apart from Luna, of course. Unfortunately, it was necessary. We needed to slow your minds in order to store up your potential energy. Then we provided a dire situation that would accelerate your processing speed. The result is what you are now experiencing. Your consciousness now occupies four-dimensional space-time. Even that, however, wasn't enough. You had the ability to travel, but your memories could easily be lost during the trip. If the project was to succeed, you had to be able to retain everything you learned in each reality. That was the reason you were forced to jump so many times. With each jump, your ability to remember improved. Eventually, you would be able to retain everything. That is why we made you play the AB game. That was why you had to select different chromatic doors. By forcing specific choices, we could cause you to make more jumps.
So what we were doing as part of the game, the second different timelines, was the purpose of the game. I get it. I think I finally understand. Well, okay, there are a lot of things I don't understand, but all of what you just told me makes sense. You did all of this so that finite could jump through four-dimensional space with our memories intact.
Yes.
Right? But why do you need us to do that? People have died for this. I mean, let's count how many different ways people died. Murder, antimatter explosion, suicide. I've died, so that's 5, so have you. So why would you do all this? What does it matter that finite jump through time?
Haven't I told you? Death was unavoidable. You are all destined to die. Sacrifices had to be made for the sake of the project.
I already know all that. What I'm asking you is why? Why is it so goddamn important that it's worth all this?
Ah, I'm sure you'll figure it out eventually.
What? Just when is eventually?
In a future not very far from now.
Bullshit. That's not good enough. Why can't you tell us now? Instead of answering, he kind of knelt down to the end and picked up his knife from the floor.
I'm going to keep this with me.
Don't change the subject.
But it's almost time.
What are you talking about? We've got plenty of time.
No, in a few moments you'll return to the original timeline.
What?
This is the way it has to be. Don't fight it. Logomorph.
Yes.
Logomorph?
You call him Zero Jr. His official designation is Logomorph. Logomorph, this is an order. Unlock my bracelet.
Compliance.
Now, everything is in place. I have put the bracelet onto Dio. All we have to do is place his body in the 5th AB room, the second one from the right.
That's the one Quark is in, right?
Correct. I will move him. I will also put your bodies back into the 3rd AB room. Once that's done, I will reset its puzzle to an unsolved state.
Why do you need to do all that?
To recreate the history that you remember. Your consciousness is about to leave your body and return to the future. Your body will be emptied, and your other consciousness will jump back in. If your bodies aren't back in the 3rd AB room by then, it would be bad.
So you're saying some version of us is going to wake up in that room and repeat the same history again? Well, I guess this could actually be our 2nd or 3rd time.
You are exactly correct. Lastly, I'm going to leave this with you.
She paused and pulled something out of her pocket. It was a small key attached to a string.
I'll tie it onto your ankle so that you won't lose it. All right, Sigma? Tu fui ego eris.
It's Latin. It means, what you are, I was. What I am, you will be.
Yes.
What am I supposed to do with it?
It will help you meet someone who's very important.
What?
Go. Return to the future. You won't be alone. I will be at your side, watching over you. Now hurry.
Wait, I still... Alright, a new destination has been added to the flowchart. Where are we going? Back here.
Oh, looks like you're awake.
Is this the infirmary?
Why are we here?
Do you know what happened at the AB gate?
Kay and I went back to the infirmary, but...
We waited and waited, and the two of you never returned.
So we went to the warehouse to check on you.
We found you passed out in front of the AB rooms.
Kay and I hurried back here with you.
I looked over at Fi and met her eyes. Do you remember what happened just now?
You mean what happened a long time ago?
Yeah. You got him pretty good, huh?
Huh. Yeah, I remember all right.
Hey, what are you guys talking about?
Quark!
What am I? Top liver?
Alice!
Back among the conscious and not psychotic, huh?
Yeah, thanks.
Grandpa told me what you did. Thanks for finding the medicine for us.
No problem, all in the day's work. Although, I wouldn't mind a little swimsuit action.
Really grabbing at straws here, aren't you?
Hey, I wasn't talking to Quark. That was an offer for Alice.
Not really my point.
Whatever. Forget about that. Now that you guys are awake, all we gotta do is open the number 9 door.
What are you talking about?
Look at your bracelet.
It says 10. I have 10 BP.
I've got 15 BP? That means I got 6 more points while I was out.
But how?
You've been asleep for more than 2 hours. We've played the AB game 3 times.
3 times?
Yes. Of course, the color and group assignments were shuffled around each time. But no matter who voted, everyone chose Ally.
Yay! Cooperation!
And now all of us have enough to leave.
I was stunned. How had everyone cooperated long enough to raise all of our BP past 9? Was it because Akane had been killed? Without death to start things off, maybe we'd been less suspicious of one another. Or could the bombs have something to do with it? We'd all joined forces against Dio, and Fire and I had been able to disarm all of them. All of us had banded together against a common enemy and overcome a tremendous threat. Perhaps it had strengthened our bond. Which, I have to admit, would be somewhat ironic. After all, Dio had planted the bombs to force us all to work together against him. This must have been what Akane was talking about.
Haven't I told you death was unavoidable? Sacrifices had to be made for the sake of the project.
Come on, let's go! Let's open the door and get out of here!
Wait. What about him? After some discussion, we decided to leave Dio behind. Alice was the only holdout. She complained about wanting to take him back to her superiors, but after I mentioned they'd come back to investigate after we escaped and deal with Dio then, she reluctantly complied.
Alright, let's get going.
Everybody ready? I'm gonna open it.
Yes, just get on with it.
Everyone else swallowed and nodded. I grabbed the lever and pulled it down.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Alright, everybody, let's move. I didn't need to tell him twice. The room inside was clearly a loading elevator. It looked sort of like a large plate on top of a huge pedestal. We were into the center of the plate and turned around. The number 9 door stood wide open.
2, 1, 0. The number 9. The number 9 door has closed. This ends the Nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked.
Okay, we're going up to the elevator. We already know the deep pressure exchange chamber. On the other side of that. We're gonna start to get big revelation after big revelation.
Looks like we did it.
Yes, we should keep moving.
Beyond the door was a wide hallway that ended in a very solid wall. To the left, we found a very familiar-looking door. We pushed it open and went in. Pressure exchange chamber.
You know what this place is?
Yeah, sort of. This whole facility is pressurized, apparently. I think the idea is to keep the air outside and consequently the virus from getting inside. That means if we want to go out, we have to decompress so we match the outside air pressure. This room here is where we prepare for going into the actual pressure exchange room. You see all the suits on the wall? I think we need to put these on and head to the decompression room downstairs.
Whoa! Hold on a minute! You're saying the air outside is full of that horrible virus?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Of course, according to Akane, we're all already infected with Reticle 6, so the whole room seemed a little pointless.
Why? How did all this happen?
Did...
No, that's not possible.
We've come this far. We can't turn back now. Let's go outside. There's no way to know what's really going on until we do.
All right.
No one else objected. We all donned the protective suits and headed downstairs to the decompression room. As soon as we were all inside, the process began. From my helmet, I could hear a soft hiss of air being sucked out of the room. I stood there for several minutes waiting for the process to finish. At last it did, we heard the door begin to open. Beyond it was another decompression chamber. We repeated the process 2 more times before we reached the final door and opened it. The dead, bleak landscape wasn't a surprise for me. I'd seen it before in another timeline. The others hadn't, however, and although I couldn't see their faces through the visors of their helmets, I heard more than a few gasps over the radio. For a few long moments, we just stood there, astonished.
Where the hell? The desert, I guess? I figured that out. I mean, which one? I don't know, but I think I know what day it is. Look at the moon. It's red, right? That means today's the total lunar eclipse. So? Remember the astronomy magazine in the lounge? Well, the next eclipse like this was gonna be on December 31st, 2028. So... Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Are you suggesting we were sleeping for a week after we were abducted? I think so.
Whatever we were must have been far away from any city. The air was clearer than I'd ever seen it. And stars. The sky was full of them. More stars than you'd ever seen in my life. I could even spot the hazy arm of the Milky Way. But the most striking feature was the moon. It was blood red and massive. Much bigger, in fact, than I remembered it being. Then as I watched, a black spot began to move across its surface. It was hard to see details, but it looked circular. The spot continued to move across the moon, heading for the right edge. What's that?
The moon. Well, the moon's shadow, actually.
The moon's shadow? I frowned. That didn't make any sense.
Zero told me to stay quiet. I think he was worried I'd spill the beans on his operation. He said if I didn't toe the line, he wouldn't just kill me. He'd kill Quark, too. And I agreed, like an idiot, and brought Quark with me. Just so I could see her. Such an idiot. So, that being the case, might as well start with this.
That's no moon.
As I said before, that up there is the moon's shadow.
What the hell are you saying?
Think about it. If that's the moon's shadow, then what's it falling on?
That's... Earth?
Yeah. It's not the red moon you get from a lunar eclipse. And again, this isn't a lunar eclipse. It's a solar eclipse. Anybody in the black spot down there is looking up at the moon, covering the sun.
What? No way. If that's the Earth, then where the hell are we?
The moon, of course. This is the lunar surface. We were just inside a moon base.
No way. No. You've gotta be lying. How do you expect us to believe that? This can't be the moon.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Besides, if this was the moon, how do you explain the gravity? The moon only has 1/6 of the Earth's gravity. So what's this?
And this is the most genius thing about this whole thing. She picked up a rock and dropped it.
See? That looked perfectly normal.
Yes, it looked that way.
Luna?
You were right about the gravity in a way. I was one of the people who knew this wasn't Earth. Well, I suppose I'm not people, if we're being honest, but
Excuse me?
please just listen. Alice, you were infected with Radical 6. Then we gave you the Excelavir, which cured you. The Radical 6 isn't completely gone, though. Some of its symptoms stick around for a while.
What symptoms?
Well, Radical 6 can slow down your brain's processing speed by the root of 1/6. It can take a while for your brain to get back up to speed. Every one of us has been infected. In other words, all of our brains have been processing information at a much lower speed. If you evaluated the root of 1/6, you'll get a number close to 0.408. That means our brains are running at something slightly less than half speed. As you said before, the moon's gravity is about 1/6 that of Earth's. The time that it takes for an object to fall is inversely proportional to the square root of the gravitational acceleration. Since the gravity is lower on the moon, that means the time increases. I guess that's a little technical. Let me give you an example. Say you drop an apple from a height of 4.9 meters. It will take approximately 1 second to hit the ground. On the moon, however, that time would be 1 second times root 6, which would be approximately 2.45 seconds. I used 4.9 meters because it matches up with the acceleration of gravity nicely, but it could be anything. The gravity constant is, well, a constant. You could drop something from 10 centimeters or 10 meters and it would be the same. Does that make sense? So now we've established that on the moon, things fall root 6 times slower than they do on Earth. That being the case, what would happen if someone's brain slowed down by root 1/6? To them, 2.45 seconds would feel like 1 second. 4.9 seconds would feel like 2. But it's not hypothetical. That's what's been happening to every one of us.
Wait, you're saying that's the reason we didn't notice the weaker gravity?
Are you sure you didn't notice anything? Think back.
Huh?
You and Sigma and Phi said something about it in the lounge. About how you felt weird.
It's kind of like my body isn't really mine. I'm sort of floating. Like that?
Like, how cool is it? It seemed insane, but what I said made sense. In fact, it explained Phi's apparently superhuman strength quite well. Yeah!
Wait, this is crazy. That can't possibly be Earth out there. Look at it. I've seen photos of Earth and it's blue and green and beautiful. That thing is just red.
Before we get into that, I should probably tell you something. This isn't New Year's Eve in 2028. Today is January 27th.
29?
No.
Don't tell me. 30?
Still no.
Then just what year is this?
It's 74. 2074.
No, that's insane. That would mean we were abducted more than 45 years ago.
I don't blame you if you don't believe me, but it's the truth.
How can you be sure?
It's not that hard. Quark and I left Earth on January 23rd, 2074. Solar eclipses are easy to predict. We've known that there'd be one on the 27th for a long time. That's just science. Nobody can change that.
But why is the Earth red?
That's a long story. About 45 years ago, on April 13th, 2029, there were 18 annihilation reactors operating in various 1,000 times as powerful as the atom bomb they dropped on Hiroshima.
What? Why?
I suppose it started a few months before that. The government had a test site for a future Mars mission out in the middle of Nevada. On December 31st, 2028, there was an accident. Well, accident doesn't quite convey the right sense of the thing. The point is, Radical 6 claimed its first victims there, then escaped. Didn't take long for it to spread to the rest of the world. Like Luna explained, the virus slows your brain down, but eventually, it also makes you kill yourself. Pretty soon, the bodies started to pile up. Some people would take a dive off a building or shoot themselves in the head. You know, the classics. But for some, it was poison, or fire, or asphyxiation, or the noose. Plenty of people jumped in front of trains or cars. One pilot on a passenger airline drove his plane into the ground. Most forms of transportation ground to a halt pretty fast. That meant food couldn't get distributed, and thousands of people who weren't even infected died from starvation. Everywhere you went, there were just piles of corpses, covered in flies and rats and crows. I don't know what hell's like, but I imagine it's a lot like that.
It's really depressing.
After a while, people who managed to avoid getting infected started trying to get in touch with one another. They got a hold of some radios and organized a couple meetings. There was only one thing to discuss, of course. How could they get rid of Radical 6? The answer, they decided, was purification. They figured they could just roast the surface of the Earth and that'd kill the virus off for good. On April 13th in 2000, that plan was to detonate all 18 annihilation reactors. Now the truth is, that's mostly just rumor. Nobody really knows what happened. But I've got my own theories. I think that the bombers had already been infected, and when they died, they took billions with them. The ultimate "if I die, you're coming with me" gesture, I suppose. I'd bet you money they'd all lost it long before they got to the reactors. Killing most of the world, no matter how bad things had gotten, was not a sane plan, even if it wasn't directly responsible. Radical 6 killed most of the people on Earth. Anyway, why it happened isn't that important. You ever heard of nuclear winter? Well, the explosion threw a ton of crap up into the stratosphere, where it joined up with smoke and ash from all the fires. It blotted out the sun for 7 years. Plants withered and animals died by the millions. The few humans who were left banded together to survive. They were rough times. Eventually they were over, though. The sky cleared and the sun came back. Plants started blooming again, and the animals that hadn't died out completely began to reappear. Things weren't quite back to normal, though. It's been 45 years now, but there's still quite a bit of dust and ash in the air. That's what you're seeing. You know why a sunset's red? Well, this is the same thing. Blue and green light have short wavelengths, and they scatter when they run into debris in the air. Red light, on the other hand, has a longer wavelength, which means it'll get a lot farther when the air's... So there you are. The Earth looks red because that's the only color of light that can make it through the atmosphere.
I was speechless. What could I possibly say? There was no reason for Tanyoji to lie to us. They were standing on the moon, looking at the Earth. It was 2074. But why? Why were we here? Why were we there? Where were we then? I was so lost in thought of the spy's approach.
Hey, Sigma. I think I figured something out.
A window popped up inside of my helmet with Whisper in the corner. He seemed to be using a circuit only we could hear. Yeah? What is it?
Figured out why there's an extra E.
An extra E? Oh, you mean the graffiti?
Yeah, the one on floor B. I think it's an anagram, just like on floor A.
Okay, what does it mean?
God damn it, Sigma! Knock it off! Memento mori if the ninth lion ate the sun. If you rearrange the letters, you get... The man on the moon rules the infinite time. See?
That's cute.
You need 6 E's to get that, so they stuck an extra one in 9th.
The man on the moon rules the infinite time.
I think it's a message for us from Zero Senior and Akane. Remember what she was telling us?
We created the AB project for one purpose: to transport the consciousnesses of 2 people into the past. Those 2 people are you, Sigma, and you, Phi.
So, what are you getting at?
My god, you're slow. You don't get it? They're saying we rule the infinite time. Infinite time. They weren't just talking about having us jump a couple hours. I think they're planning to send us back. Way back.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you think they're going to send us back 45 years?
Yeah.
So the ultimate purpose of the EV project is to send us back in time to that catastrophe Tenyoja was talking about.
I think so.
That doesn't make sense, though. I mean, we came from that same time period. Before it, actually. So what bring us here and then send us back?
Well, Akane should be able to tell us the rest. Let's go pay her a visit.
You know where she is?
I've got an idea. Come on, think. Remember what she said when she gave you the key?
Tu fui ego eris.
The grave! The one in the garden!
Well, come on, what are you waiting for? Let's go.
We turned and ran back into the fresh exchange chamber, the others following close behind.
What are you doing? Did you forget something?
We're going to have a talk with somebody.
Who?
You really need me to spell it out? The person behind all this.
You mean Akane?
What?
That is yes. Let me accompany you then.
Wait, why do you know about Akane?
I'll tell you when we get there. Now, if you please. I'm coming with you. You folks just said the magic word.
I'm going too then. So am I.
Hey, is this Akane you're talking about?
Yeah, you know her real well.
Wait, you're serious? What the hell is going on?
Alright, shut up. Just shut up. Come if you want to, we don't need to roll call. Once we get there, Akane can explain everything. With that, we head back through the airlock. This is a really clever trick, which is the number 9 door will only open once. Nobody said nothing about the door in the Floor B warehouse.
Clever. Then assuming Zero Jr. was telling the truth.
Oh, it says the number 9 door on floor A is shut forever once the game ends.
But the door on floor B.
Yeah. Thought we might be able to take the lift to it. And it looks like I was right.
Any idea where Akane might be?
Yeah, the grave.
You mean the grave in the garden?
Yeah. Don't worry. I don't think she's buried there or anything. Chances are she's alive. Just in a grave. Anyway, let's move. To the garden. Doot, doot, doot. The garden.
Is Akane really under here?
I think so.
What should we do? Are we gonna dig her out?
No, I don't think we'll have to do anything like that. You see the keyhole in the grave? If I just insert this there, pulled the key off my ankle and fitted it into the hole. I twisted it to the right until I heard something unlock. With a quiet grind, the grave began to shift.
What is this? It doesn't look like a coffin.
Yeah, It's a treatment pod. Oh my god.
It is, isn't it?
The glass on the cover had frosted over, making it opaque. You couldn't see who or what was in it.
Let's see what's inside.
She grabbed a hold of the lever on the side of the pod.
No good. I think it's locked.
What?
Treatment pod TP00. Stage 1 defrosting complete. Stage 2 will be complete in 10 minutes. Once stage 2 is complete, the lock will automatically disengage.
Right, cold sleep.
What?
These spots can put people into cold sleep. It uses something called CAS to freeze human bodies without destroying their cells.
So, Ms. Akane's like an ice cube?
I think so.
Then we gotta wait till she melts?
Yeah.
So how about you tell us your story while we wait, Kay? Specifically, why do you know Akane?
I remembered.
What do you remember?
Everything. I was born and raised in this facility. It's called Rhizome 9. A rhizome is an underground plant stem that spreads by sending out roots. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? This facility is a little like a rhizome. Supposedly, that's why they call these installations that. The number comes from the facility's number. There are 54 rhizomes on the moon, and this is the 9th one. Well, I suppose the other ones don't really matter to you, do they? In any event, I grew up here with Akane and Zero Senior. I watched them create the AB project.
The AB project?
Yes. Its purpose is to send Phi and Sigma, or their consciousnesses at least, to the past.
Back 45 years, right?
Yes.
So, you want us to change history, huh? Go back and keep Radical 6 from getting out, and stop the reactors from exploding. That's our mission?
Well, not exactly.
What do you
It's
mean?
true that the ultimate goal of the project is to keep Radical 6 from spreading to the general population. But even if you do make it back, you won't be able to do much. By now, it's already too late.
Too late?
What do you mean?
Let me begin at the beginning. You might be thinking that Zero Senior and Akane were the ones who created all this, but that's not entirely correct. They only followed the histories they'd already seen. It was the only choice they had. Nothing less than the future of mankind is at stake. We need the two of you to jump through timelines while maintaining your memories. That is why you had to play the AB game, and why the chromatic doors were necessary. By forcing multiple options, you could make numerous jumps. We speculated that jumping more would strengthen your memories. The puzzles were also there for a purpose. Some theories hold that a moment of insight when you solve a puzzle strengthens your connection to the fourth dimension. That was the reason for the puzzles. Your infection with Radical 6 was also a vital part of our plan. By slowing down your brain's processing speed, we can store your potential. With that energy stored up, we just had to provide a life or death situation to launch your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Like a bullet from a slingshot.
Wait, hold on just a minute here. You keep talking about Sigma and Phi, but what about the rest of us? Why did you bring us here?
That's simple. In earlier histories, you were all here in Rhizome 9. We needed you here to accurately replicate those histories. Although I suppose that's probably not a good enough explanation for you. In a sense, though, it is the truth. Our primary goal was to replicate history. The rest is... Yes, I suppose I should explain. Very well, I will try and do so in a way you can understand. First, Alice and Clover. They were abducted 45 years and 1 month ago, on December 22nd, 2028. The location is Earth, of course. More specifically, Los Angeles, California. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
After being kidnapped, your bodies were sent to a facility under Akane's direction. You were placed in treatment pods and immediately put into cold sleep. 4 months later, you arrived at this facility. The date you finally arrived was April 14th, 2029. Your trip from Earth to this facility was aboard a spaceship powered by an annihilation engine. Following your arrival, your pods were placed in long-term storage. Does that make sense?
Are you telling me we were sleeping in those pods here for 45 years?
Yes, in preparation for this day.
But why? What do you need us for?
You are an Esper, aren't you, Clover? I mean that you are able to access the fourth dimension. Am I wrong?
Did Akane tell you?
In a manner of speaking, as I've already explained, The purpose of this project is to send Sigma and Phi's consciousnesses to the past. Espers are able to sort of resonate with one another, which can amplify their power. You understand? This is why we brought you here, Clover.
What about me?
We needed your help, Alice, to deactivate Dio's bombs.
Huh? But I didn't do anything.
But you did. In another history, you were able to perform a prime decomposition on the 25-digit integer that Dio left behind. Only you could do that sort of thing. Because of your feat of mathematics, we were about to determine that Dio had planted the bombs. Then we were able to question him and get the password for the number 31. Finally, we used that information to stop the bomb in this timeline. Without your help, Alice, we would have been reduced to nothing more than so much space dust. This history exists because of your presence. Now, let me explain why we needed Tenmyoji and Quark. Tenmyoji is simple. We needed you for the same reason we needed Clover. You are able to access the fourth dimension. Almost half a century ago, you used that ability to save a young girl, didn't you?
Yeah.
We needed you to resonate with Sigma and Phi, so we brought you here. All it took was a messenger.
Do you want to see Akane? If you do, come with me. I was a fool and fell for it.
And you brought Quark with you. In fact, you insisted that he come.
Yeah, I know. I guess you were worried about leaving me alone, huh? He kept saying he couldn't run off to the moon and leave me behind.
I'm sorry, Quark. If I hadn't been so stupid and selfish, none of this would have happened to you. I never thought this would happen. Can you ever forgive me?
Oh, don't worry about it. I mean, I agreed to come with you. I thought the moon would be way more interesting than boring old Earth. What kid would turn that down?
We didn't see the messenger after we got on the ship. It was on autopilot. As soon as we got in, and headed straight for the moon. During the trip, Zero told me to keep quiet once we got there. I don't remember anything after we landed.
Then there was a bunch of that white smoke, and we passed out, and when I woke up, I was in the AB room.
Now, Dio. His real name is Left, and he's the leader of a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons. He was ordered to come here. The Myrmidons are under the control of an organization called Free the Soul, which is in turn controlled by a man known as Brother. It was Brother who orchestrated the release of Radical 6 into the general population 45 years ago. Do you remember what Phi mentioned earlier? The ultimate purpose of the AB project is to change history and keep Radical 6 from being released. If we succeed, that would be bad for Brother and his organization. Our success would prevent them from creating the ideal world they're working toward. That is why Brother sent Left, his trusted lieutenant, to this facility. They needed to stop the AB project. So, Dio was given two tasks. The first was to eliminate Akane, the architect of the AB project. The second was to join the AB game and win it. If Dio won the game, the AB project would not be completed, at least not in that timeline. In other words, in that world, the project would have been stopped. If things didn't go as planned, Dio was given a contingency plan. If you cannot murder Akane and win the game, destroy Rhizome 9, hence the bombs.
Can I ask you something?
Perhaps.
How did Brother know about the AB project?
He was also an Esper. We can set Brother aside for now, though. May I proceed?
No one objected. We were all curious.
Excellent. That explains everyone, save two, Luna and myself. Sigma and Phi already know the truth about Luna. I don't believe I should reveal any more, however. I think it would be more appropriate if you could ask Luna yourselves at a later time. Would that be all right with you, Luna?
Yes, that's okay.
As for me, as I said before, I was born and raised here. The rest of you were brought to this facility, but I've never left. That makes me someone close to Zero Senior and Akane.
Hey, I've been wondering, who is Zero Senior?
You've already met him, Sigma, in another timeline.
Yeah, well, I saw a hologram. Still don't know who he is.
Stage 2 is complete. TP00 unlocking.
It looks like it's finished. Shall we open the pod?
Yeah, let's do it. All of us gathered around the pod. The glass was still covered with frost, hiding the contents.
Okay, let's get started then. Ready?
I laid her hand on the lever and looked around at us. I swallowed. Yeah, anytime.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
This is the pod. It's me! What? Suddenly my head was full of memories from other timelines. I'd seen something like this before. The warehouse of floor B, in front of the white door. Kid was lying in front of me. I grabbed his mask and saw my own face. I never figured out who he really was. Why was there a man with my face underneath Kay's armor? It didn't make sense. After I'd seen him, I was injected with tubercurin, and that was the end of that. But wait, if the person in the pod was the same person I'd seen on the floor of the warehouse, who was wearing Kay's armor?
You finally noticed. Didn't I tell you? You won't be alone. I will be at your side, watching over you.
No. Oh my god, you're...
Yes, I am.
Akane Korashiki.
Dude.
It's you, June. I mean, Akane from... But you're old.
Yes, that's correct. I haven't spoken to you in a very long time, Clover. Or you, Junpei.
Junpei?
Akane, long time no see.
I could barely hear what they were saying. My mind was still reeling. It felt like all the air had been knocked out of me, and it was all I could do not to collapse right then and there.
When? How long?
Do you remember when the two of you saved me in the warehouse?
Yeah!
Once you saved me, you went back to your future. Well, your minds did, at least. I carried your bodies to the 3rd AB room, and then took Dio's to the 5th. After that, I went into the 1st room and borrowed Kay's armor.
So by the time you and Clover came out, you'd already...
Yes.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Dio killed you, and then Luna took your body to the 6th room. You couldn't have been in Kay's armor.
No, it was me. In this timeline, at least. In this one, I wasn't murdered by Dio. You two saved me. It's just like Schrodinger's cat. Your actions in the future decided who would be inside the armor in the past.
What? No, that's nuts.
Alright, what about the other history? The one where you weren't saved. What happens then? Who's wearing the armor?
That's quite simple. The man in front of you.
Him?
That's correct. Whenever I'm not in the armor, he is.
What about the memory loss?
For my part, I confess that I lied. He, on the other hand, was telling the truth. Large doses of soporil can cause memory loss. I gave him a rather large dose.
So, who is he?
You've never seen him before?
No.
What about the rest of you?
I have no idea who he is.
I've never seen him before.
Me either.
Total stranger.
Hey, come on, what are you guys saying? Right here? Same face?
Huh?
Are you all right, Mr. Sigma? Did you hit your head or something?
Huh? What? It didn't make any sense. Why didn't they recognize me?
Sigma, your consciousness can jump through time. You can inhabit your body in the past or in the future.
What does that mean?
Don't you get it? You've jumped to the future from 45 years ago.
I looked around frantically. On, I ran to it and threw myself onto my knees. Crawling on all fours, I approached the edge. My heart was hammering inside my chest. The cold sweat trickled down my spine. Calm down, damn it. I struggled to take deep breaths, then slowly, I peered into the pond looking for my reflection. What? No, this can't be real! That's right, we were Zero Senior all along. This face.
It's your face, Dr. Sigma Climb. Although, to the you that's behind it now, it's your face 45 years from now. Zero, the mastermind of the AB project, is you.
It's really cool that they purposely made an effort to make it so that all the mirrors were dirty. There was no way for you to actually reflect yourself or know what you looked like. What? No, that's not possible. That's bullshit.
No, it's the truth. Fighting it isn't going to do you any good. Please, Doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
You will be a pioneer in the field of genetic engineering.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. You created him. Well, I suppose I should say you are going to create him.
Create?
His name is Kyle Climb, your clone. That is why he looks just like a younger version of yourself. 23 years ago, in the biolab here in Rhizome 9, you created Kyle. Well, I suppose for you, that's still in the future. When I said I was born and raised here, I was still pretending to be him. The gravity here is only 1/6 of Earth's. If nothing was done, the reduced gravity would cause his bones to be weaker than normal human ones. But you prepared for that. You gave him that armor. Ever since he was born, he's lived inside of it. It kept his muscles and bones strong. He wasn't forced into it for the Nonary game. He's been wearing it every day, all his life.
But why would future me create a clone?
He was to be your spare. If something happened to you before the project began, he would take your place.
And we could have figured it out, the fact that...
I mentioned before that the AB projects A and B stood for after and before.
So we could have figured out that he was a clone of us, which meant that we were his father in the K ending, if you really think about it and try to picture things out.
That isn't all they mean, though. The A also means anima, and the B means body. Anima is another word for the soul or the consciousness. Body is, well, exactly what it says on the tin. The past consciousness will go into the future body, and the future consciousness will go into the past body. They switch. That was the chief goal of the project.
Wait, so the future person goes into the past person?
Sigma, do you remember the note you found in the garden?
You mean this, right?
Yes. Ah, of course, it was you who investigated the garden in this timeline.
Yeah.
Sigma, take a good look at this. It's an illustration of the time jumps your consciousness is making.
So we started at A. This was Christmas 2028. We jumped at B, which is the beginning of the AB game. We'll get to C, and then something will happen, and we'll throw our consciousness back to D, which is after the Radical 6 thing happens. Then we will go straight back to the beginning of the AB game. And our consciousness there will then jump back to our body in Christmas 2028, at which point we can infiltrate the Nevada test site and either continue along this loop. We reach the moment that we haven't seen yet after the explosion, and then from there jump back right in this timeline, or we diverge to a different path.
A is where everything began. December 25th, 2028. You inhaled the white smoke in your car and lost consciousness. From there, you jumped to B.
This is essentially telling us
January 25th,
things we already know, but
2074. You woke up in one of the AB rooms in Rhizome 9. You are in your own body, but it is 67 years old. Your consciousness has jumped 45 years into the future. I believe that may explain why you didn't notice the reduced lunar gravity. The body you woke up in was much older. Normally, you would have noticed that your muscles were much weaker. In this case, however, the lower gravity balanced that out. Moving on, if you continue along this line, what happens next? You reach C, which is January 27th, 2074. That is today.
Whoa. Wait, what do you mean? Are you saying it's been 2 days since we woke up?
oh yeah, because of the
36 hours to be
slower hour perception.
Have you already forgotten? You were all infected with Radical 6. The virus slowed your brain down. So yes, 36 hours of real time have passed. But to you, it only seemed like 14 hours and 40 minutes.
So I guess the bracelets are also going on Radical 6 time.
Now comes the important part. After this, your consciousness will return to the past. It will re-emerge at point D. April 13th, 2029. You will return to your younger body.
But that's the same day as the reactor explosions.
Yes. That is why I said it will be too late. You will return to the past, but the events you would want to prevent will have already happened. The story does not end there, however. The line continues. After reaching point D, you will eventually return to B, but this time, you won't be jumping through time, or at least not at a rate faster than normal. Your consciousness will spend 45 years inhabiting the same body until you reach point B. Do you remember when B is, Sigma?
January 25th, 2074. According to what you just told us, it's 36 hours ago.
Correct. That was when the consciousness of the 22-year-old Sigma jumped into the body of 67-year-old Sigma. So where did the older version of you go when you took his body?
Point A. December 25th, 2028. The day all of this started.
Yes. His consciousness will go back in time 45 years. For a period of time, he will inhabit your younger body. While your younger consciousness is elsewhere, he will be you in the past.
But once that body reaches point D, my 22-year-old consciousness would come back from point C.
That's correct. When that happens, the older version of you will be ejected from your younger body and return to your body at C.
So it's rotating?
Rotating. I suppose you could put it that way. But look at this illustration closely. What if you take all these lines and untangle them? You get one single line. It may look complicated, but in truth, it's a single straight path, with one exception.
This line here at point E, right?
Exactly. Point E is December 31st, 2028.
The day Radical 6 got out of the test facility.
Yes, by now you've likely figured it out on your own. The purpose of the AB project was to get the consciousness of the 67-year-old Sigma from point B to point A. If we can do that,
It's
we
this
can
twist.
change what happened 45 years ago.
So the old version of me will keep Radical 6 from getting out. By jumping into my 22-year-old body on New Year's Eve 2028?
Yes, that is why this line could not be interrupted. In order for the 67-year-old version of you to reach point B, we first have to go through point D. In order to get to point D, we must jump from point C, and for point C to happen, we had to recreate everything that happened in this facility. That is why we have faithfully retraced history up to this point, so that we might save humankind from destruction.
There's a bit of a paradox there in a way, right? Because you're experiencing these events as 22-year-old Sigma, and then when you jump back to point D, 22-year-old Sigma, who's going to become Dr. Zero Senior, is going to remember all of that, and so it's going to set up the things to happen the way that he witnessed.
And undo the horrors of the last 45 years.
Tell me one thing.
What is that?
You said point C is January 27, 2074, which is today. There's going to be a jump, and I'll jump to April 13th, 2029.
Yes, that's right.
But look, I'm still old. When is this jump supposed to happen?
Very soon. Yes.
Soon? Then what's going to trigger it?
We need potential energy stored to send your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Fortunately, we now have plenty of that. Thanks, ironically, to Radical 6. All that remains is to launch your consciousness, like a bullet from a slingshot.
And how do you propose to do that?
Didn't I tell you? A crisis. A moment balanced between life and death. That can jumpstart your brain.
What do you mean?
You haven't figured it out. I mean this.
Dia's knife? The sooner were the words out of my mouth. Bye! I screamed and leapt toward them. Kinda was already in motion, the knife driving toward Pai's chest. I was almost there. When I regained consciousness, I was on the floor. There was a dull pain in my chest. I felt for a cut, but something was in the way. It took a moment to realize that it was Akani's body lying on top of me. I twisted my neck to look around. Nearby was an old tombstone. On it was written a few words in Latin. Tu fui ego eris. What you are, I was. What I am, you will be. So can we not skip these credits? This is not actually the ending. This is I mean, you know, most of the things have been revealed, right? You know what's happening, you know the purpose of it. Most of the mystery have been resolved. But there's a couple more points in the flowchart that will now become unlocked that we can explore and discuss and figure out. But I guess we have to wait for this first. up. There's just no way to skip it. You know, it's a great game. I just like that at the end of the day, everything actually works out together. Like, you know, when you trace it out, all of it, every little piece of it kind of makes sense. The reason why Kay did not react to seeing Zero Senior when he finally regained his consciousness is that he remembered what the AV project was about, and so he knew he was not supposed to reveal himself and who he was. Bye. End. A new destination has been added. Headquarters, April 13, 2029. This is gonna be bleak, I'm warning you right now.
Today is April 13th, 2029, and this is the evening news. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I don't have any news to read. All of our station's reporters have passed after contracting Radical 6. So have my... Excuse me. I've managed to keep us on the air until now. But I'm out of tricks. It's time for me to sign off. This concludes our broadcast day. I pray that someday our world can be cleansed of this horrible plague. Goodbye.
Jeez. Else we don't get to see the gory thing. For a moment I just stared at the TV. The roar of the static seemed to fill the entire room until with a click it disappeared too. Had the power gone out? I heard footsteps behind me and turned around. You. Akane?
It looks like the first step was successful.
What the fuck? You killed me!
Killed?
I guess technically you're going to kill me 45 years from now, but still!
Hey, no need to be rude about it. I didn't kill you. I hit you with the butt of the knife. You're fine.
Okay?
Yes, you and Phi needed to experience a state of crisis. That was the only way.
Me and Phi?
Yes, I only told you about you, but we also needed Phi to jump. Now, you know what happens next, right?
We go to the moon?
Correct. We will be leaving tomorrow, April 14th, 2029. We've nearly finished preparing your shuttle. Only a few last-minute checks and additions. You'll be traveling to Rhizome 9, along with 3 treatment pods.
Alice and Clover, right?
Yes.
What about the third one? Who's in there?
Phi. We put her into cold sleep 2 days ago. She appeared at our headquarters and volunteered to be frozen. That wasn't the Phi who jumped from point C, though. It was Phi before she jumped from point A to point D. In other words, she was following the same path you are, and she still is.
Then that means that after you froze her, the point C version of her jumped back into her body?
Yes. The point C version of Phi is sleeping in that pod. She'll stay there for the next 45 years, sleeping in ice.
Then when she gets to B, her consciousness will jump to point A, right?
Correct.
So that's why she didn't look old. So why don't you just stick me in one of the spots?
We can't do that.
Why not?
You haven't figured it out? You have to spend the next 45 years working on the AB project. After arriving at Rhizome 9, you must master genetic engineering and artificial intelligence programming, among other disciplines. Otherwise, you will be unable to create Kyle, Luna, and Lagomorph. And, of course, you will need to develop the chromatic doors and the bracelets. You will also be the person who summons Tenmyoji and Quark. Once you've completed all the preparations, then the project can actually begin. January 25th, 2074. You will defrost Phi and carry her to the third AB room. Once you've done that, the 22-year-old version of you from point A will force you out, and you'll just go back 45 years to your own body on December 25th, 2028.
And then I change history? Do you really think I could keep the virus from getting out?
You have to. If you don't, billions of people will die. Only you and Phi can save them.
What about you? Aren't you an esper too?
I can't do anything on my own. If this is going to work, I'll need your help.
So, what do I need to do?
What do you mean?
Like, what specific actions do I need to take? When Phi and I jump to point A, what are we going to do then?
You'll both enter the Mars mission test site.
And after that?
I don't know.
What?
I'm sorry. I really don't know anything about what happens in there. We don't know how the Radical Six escaped. We don't even know why it was there in the first place.
Crap. Then we're screwed.
That's why we need your help. You have the ability to jump through time and across parallel worlds. We need you to figure out what happened in that test facility. Things will be difficult, and I'm sure you will find yourself in a great deal of danger. But I believe the two of you can overcome any obstacle.
Wait, how do you know it's so dangerous?
The 67-year-old version of you told me what happened. He wasn't able to stop the virus. So I suppose you could say you told me, after you failed.
What did I say?
That the test facility is full of traps. There was one point, a woman's life was in danger. You risked yourself for her sake, and lost your arms and your right eye.
My arms and my right eye? Jeez. What the hell? Suddenly a low rumble shook the building. What was that?
Go have a look.
I moved slowly to the window and peered outside. On the horizon, I could see a massive mushroom cloud climbing slowly toward the sky. Would we really be able to change the course of history? No, that was the wrong way to look at it. Couldn't be a question. I had to change history. We could save the world. I'm going to change history. I stared at the darkening skies above and said, "Steal myself. I would succeed." End or beginning. And so, the game in a way continues into the next game in the series, which kind of wraps it up, which is called oh, I'm missing an ending here. I should finish this. It's called Zero Time Dilemma, and it's not as good as this one. There's a good gimmick under it that when it's revealed, you're like, oh, fuck, that makes sense. But it just doesn't ultimately live up to how good this one is. I probably replayed through this game a billion times. I replayed through 999 a few times. I don't think I've ever finished Zero Time Dilemma again since I played through it the first time. There's always something that, I played it for a little bit and something just stops me. But anyway, we have this jump to finish because we want to get all bad endings. I'm not even sure what this is. This is the one that leads to the Tenmyoji ending. which is when Tenmyoji and Quark escape together. So I guess if I betray Tenmyoji and Quark here, someone else gets out.
Results, please.
Betray, ally. Lower gets out.
Point, please.
Quark and I entered the... I don't really... Look, Clover's a...
Clover's gonna escape. There's nothing we can do about it. This is when Alice has died, so Clover's like, I'm gonna go get help! Whatever. I wish I'd noticed that we hadn't done this one sooner. Because it's kind of anticlimactic to go through this one after we've gotten the true ending. But hey, you know, we want that old ending trophy.
Then it will.
Time for. No! Please!
Like.
Goodbye.
Yeah, whatever. Go.
This thing as escape, please.
Alright. It's weird that I missed it. I guess it was lower than most of the other ones. But alright, so these are all the bad endings. There is one last thing for us to do, which is this another time conclusion. So what we witnessed was the true ending of the game, quote unquote. But because it ends on such a bleak note, they added this thing afterwards. Sort of as a last thing in development.
Where? I see you've finally woken up, Kyle.
Kyle?
Ah, yes, of course. You've only just woken up in this timeline. It's only natural for some of your memories to be missing.
I lurched upright, jumped off the bed, and ran around to the other side of the partition. The mirror over the sink was covered in a wood of film with dirt. I wiped it off with my sleeve and my reflection stared back at me. There was no mistake. The reflection belonged to...
Kyle Climb. So, I'm Dr. Climb? Zero Senior's clone?
What? How do you know that? Shouldn't you still be suffering from amnesia?
An excellent question, one I didn't quite know the answer to myself. I knew who Kyle Klim was. In another history, he had been called K and had worn a suit of armor. He hadn't just worn the armor in that history, though apparently he'd worn it in all his life. Kyle had been born and raised in the lunar installation, which seemed to be called Horizon 9. Rather late in his life, Akane had appeared as a mother figure and he had consequently grown very attached to her. I knew everything about him, but even though I knew it, I didn't feel it. Was I really Kyle Climb? Every time I looked in the mirror, I saw his face. A spitting image of Sigma Climb in his younger days. I looked down. There was Dio still handcuffed. Turned back around to Luna.
What day is today?
January 27th, 2074.
And today is the last day of the AB project. Akane has explained everything in the garden. And she drew a knife and attacked Phi. How long have I been asleep?
About 5 hours in real time. For them, it would have seemed like a little more than 2 hours.
So they still haven't been treated for their Radical 6?
No, they've all been given the antiviral. It just takes a while to have an effect.
I see. So the consciousness of the younger Sigma has gone back into the past. It should have happened right after Akane attacked Phi, right?
Yes,
Why am I here?
the doctor carried you back here. You were in the pod in the garden.
So the person you call the doctor is Sigma Klein, as inhabited by his age-appropriate consciousness.
Oh, one thing unrelated to Descending. The reason why Sigma isn't voiced is because they don't want you to realize that he's an older man, and it wouldn't make sense for a younger person to voice him once you know he's an older man. So that's another little trick that they did.
Yes, but how do you know that?
Dio seems to have remained unconscious.
Yes, I've been administering Soparil whenever he gets restless.
What about the others?
They've all gone off to different areas. Tenmyoji and Quark, for instance.
Oh, right! Mr. Klein!
So the sleepyhead's finally up, huh?
What are you two doing here?
You don't know where we are?
This is the upper floor of the pressure exchange chamber. The real one.
Mm-hmm.
We were just about to get dressed and head out.
You plan to return then? To Earth, I mean.
Yeah.
Sigma told us where we could find the shuttle that brought us here. Well, guess he's not really the Sigma I knew anymore. He's Dr. Klein now, or Zero Senior, depending on how you look at it.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Well, I'm just curious why you would choose to return to a devastated planet when you could stay here.
How's staying here gonna help? You aren't gonna say something idiotic about how we should wait here until Sigma changes the past, are you? You can't wait for something that's already happened. Grammar doesn't work that way. Hell, nature doesn't work that way. You following me? We've already lived through history. Sigma failed to keep the virus from getting out. About 45 years ago, Radical 6 created a pandemic, and the antimatter reactors blew up. That all happened. Whatever Sigma does in the past, history's not gonna change. In fact, it's because of what he did or didn't do in the past that we've got this past and present. Let me give you an example. Imagine a group of 100 motorcycles driving down an endless freeway. Eventually, they hit a junction. The road splits in two. One freeway continues off northwest, and the other stretches out to the northeast. So one guy, we'll call him S, pipes up. "Let's go northwest," he says. So they take the northwestern road, but about a mile past the intersection, something horrible happens. A semi driving the other way veers into their lane and plows through the bikers. 90 of them die. The surviving 10 are wounded, but survive. They don't stop, though. They keep riding down that highway, and eventually they'd gone 10,000 miles. Then suddenly, something happens that they couldn't have predicted. S, who had survived, suddenly has his consciousness thrown back in time. He ends up back in his own body just before they reach the junction. He remembers everything. So what does S do? What anybody would do. Let's go northeast. That means all 100 of the bikers survive to reach their destination, happy and healthy. And they all live happily ever after. That's what you're thinking, right? It's a great outcome for the 100 bikers that went northeast. But what about the 10 that went northwest and survived the accident?
Huh? Wouldn't it be 9 people? I mean, S's mind went back in time, right?
Right. Okay, 9 people then. What happens to the reality they were living? Does it just disappear when S changes the past? It's not as if it was only bad things that happened during that 10,000-mile trip. Maybe one of them fell in love with a woman working at a gas station they stopped at and had a child. Maybe one of them picked up a homeless kid who joined them on their adventure. That 10,000-mile journey would be full of stories. Friendships, farewells, romances. The loss of those 90 lives is horrible and unfortunate. But what would rewriting their history mean? The 9 who survived lived full lives. How can it be right to just erase all that? The survivors overcame their own misery and loss and made the best they could of the hand they'd been dealt. Isn't that worth something? Isn't that the best thing that humans can aspire to?
Is there really any point to a world where everything is happy? Are people who struggle for a better life just idiots? Being human is about fighting, even when it seems hopeless, and finding happiness, even in a world that hates it. Are you saying that's worthless? If you're saying rewriting the past will erase all these other timelines, then whatever God wrote those rules can Look, I'm just not going to accept that, all right? You get it?
If Sigma changes the past, then you and Quark will never meet.
Is he right?
No, it's not going to happen. We're here right now. This is reality. Even if Sigma does change the past, we're not just going to disappear or something.
Oh, then that means we get to stay together? Good.
Thanks, kid.
Y'all.
I understand how you feel. Why you want to return to Earth is clear. You have lives there, I imagine. There are likely people waiting for you.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Have you already said goodbye to the others?
Vi, Luna, Alice, and Clover all saw us off. We told them we'd see them again someday, and then came here.
They were the only people you want to say goodbye to?
Well, no point saying anything to Dio.
Besides, he's asleep. You were asleep too.
Sorry, but we didn't really know much about you.
You have a point. Akane was in the armor in this timeline, after all. What about Sigma?
Well, he's not really Mr. Sigma anymore.
Of course. He is Dr. Klein now that his consciousness has returned.
Yeah, but more importantly, he's the guy who brought us all here. Not a lot of warm feelings there, you know?
And Akane?
Never mind her. She's just like him. Not the Akane I knew. She must have seen some pretty awful things over the years. Hell, she might not even be human anymore. But the Akane Kurashiki I know isn't here. She's not anywhere.
I mean, you know, it had been 45 years
In the
that you've
end,
been looking for her.
Clover and I were just pawns. Pawns to be used and then gotten rid of. Still, it's not like we were completely resentful. We had to be here to help change the past. That part's easy to understand. But
Kinda sucks, though. I mean, Sigma and Phi have it easy. They get to go back to December 25th in 2028. They'll stop the Radical Six and save the world, and then they'll have a nice, normal future to look forward to. In other words, they get to go back to Point E and just enjoy history like it was supposed to happen.
But we don't. We're stuck with Point C as our starting point.
You told us about Tenmyoji's story, right? The one with the motorcycles? It would be like if Alice and I were kidnapped right before the intersection. Then whoever grabbed us takes us to wherever the bikers are going, 10,000 miles to the northwest.
Don't get us wrong. We know why we had to be here. Without us, S's consciousness wouldn't have been able to go back to right before the intersection.
If that couldn't happen, then the fate of those 90 dead bikers would be sealed. But
it's still not the best situation for those of us left in the Northwest. We're stuck in the reality where the 90 bikers died.
are we just supposed to go live on Earth? It's a wasteland now. And what about our friends and families? We left a whole world behind 45 years ago.
Even if it is for the greater good?
It just doesn't seem fair, does it?
Yeah, it's a little bit much.
So we went and talked to the old lady.
She told us that there is one way.
One way we could get back to the past.
Let's say you do go back to the past. Wouldn't that cause your minds to get thrown back here? That seemed to be how Sigma and Phi's jumps worked, at least.
Yes, you're right.
But this is different.
Different? How so?
From what she said, it sounds like there's a way we can send our bodies back in time, too.
That's ridiculous. It would create a paradox. How could you have two Clovers and two Alices at the same time?
But that wouldn't happen.
Akane says there's a way around that.
How on earth does she plan to do that?
Schrodinger's
cat.
Oh, hey, Kyle.
So that was never
Figured
actually
you'd come
addressed
here
in the
eventually.
sequel. So
Where's Dr. Klein?
the creator is
Luna said you were
actually
with him.
He said he was tired,
essentially
so he's off resting right
disavowed
now.
this
There's a
ending
bedroom at the
as
end of the
non-canon.
hallway. He's in there if you're curious. Oh, right. He told me to turn on this hologram projector thing when you showed up. Want me to start it?
Sure.
Glad to see you. There isn't anything in particular that I have to tell you. However, I imagine there are a great number of things weighing on your mind. I'd love to answer all your questions, but unfortunately, my circumstances make that an impossibility. I hope you can forgive me. Everything I know, Phi should also know. I have instructed her to answer any questions anyone might have. Anyone other than Kyle, that is.
What does he mean, other than Kyle?
Who knows? Is there anything you want to ask?
Right, well, I guess I may as well cut to the chase. Just who are you, Phi?
I'm not Superman, that's for sure. And I'm not Batman or Spider-Man or Aquaman or a Merman or a Wolfman. I'm not a Brahmin or Common or Ramen. I'm not a Cayman either, so you really don't need to worry about anything.
Please don't dodge the question. About 5 hours ago, Akane attacked you with a knife. That triggered something which sent your mind back to the past, correct? Specifically, you were sent to Point D, April 13th, 2029. On that date, your body was already in Akane's custody. Although by then you were in cold sleep. You wouldn't have regained consciousness, but your mind was now inhabiting that body. That pod was your home for 45 years. You slept there, frozen, until the time was right. Then on January 25th, 2074, you were finally thawed out, even though you didn't wake up. Still unconscious, you were carried to the AB room. That was when your consciousness changed bodies again. A version of you from December 25th, 2028 arrived, pushing you out and sending you back to December 25th, 2028. This is when you finally woke up. In 2028, you found and joined forces with Sigma, whose older mind was inhabiting his younger body. Together, you attempted to infiltrate the Mars mission test facility. Unfortunately, your plan failed. The Radical Six did escape on New Year's Eve. That failure determined the path you followed. Instead of going along the line that branches out to the right from Point E, you headed straight to Point D. Point D being April 13th of the following year. That was the day that you made your way to Akane's hideout and asked to be put into one of the treatment pods. Another consciousness enters your body around that time from the future. It is, of course, the version of you that left your body when Akane attacked you in the garden. This caused the two versions of you to swap places, and you moved 45 years into the future where you woke up on the garden floor. That put you on the line that comes here. So if we discount the time you spent in cold sleep, for you only 3.5 months have passed since that happened. That being when you were sent back into the past from the garden. Have I missed anything?
No, everything you talked about you got right.
Well, what do you mean by that?
I'm kind of an unknown variable in this equation. You could think of me as a kind of X factor. It's taken me the last 3.5 months to understand it.
I haven't understood anything in the last 3.5 seconds. Could you please explain?
It's kind of like the relationship between classical mechanics and modern physics. Strictly speaking, you can't combine velocities with v1 plus v2. v1 plus v2 divided by 1 plus v1 times v2 over c squared is the actual equation. Of course, the sort of velocities we encounter in day-to-day life don't come close to being c squared, which is the speed of light squared. That means that 1 plus v1 times v2 divided by c squared is usually going to evaluate to something pretty close to 1. Since that would mean dividing by 1, it's usually okay to just skip that step and use v1 plus v2. You see what I'm saying? In most situations, it works, even if it isn't technically correct. So you knew enough to get the stuff you were talking about right. As long as you stick to that, you won't run into any problems.
I don't quite understand. In fact, I feel like you're dodging my questions.
So was that what you wanted to ask about?
No. What I really want to know is what happened between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028. You and Sigma infiltrated the Mars mission test site, didn't you?
Yes.
What happened there? How did Sigma lose his eye and both his arms? And why was Radical 6 in there in the first place? What could a deadly virus have to do with the simulated mission to space?
Sorry, but I can't tell you that.
Why?
Because it would change history. There is a history where the virus didn't escape. That's the line that goes to the right of point E. In that timeline, humanity isn't heading for annihilation, and Earth isn't red. The future is much brighter. But if I tell you what you're asking me right now, then that reality will disappear. You understand?
I don't. Why would all of that disappear if you told me
Is
what
it
I want
Schrödinger's
to know?
cat again?
You're about to go back to the past, right?
The past? Don't be silly. I can't do that.
Then where the hell did you learn all this stuff? I just listened to you tell me a bunch of things you shouldn't have known about. You were sleeping in the pod in the garden. You just woke up. So how can you know all this? You know my past. Sigma's past.
So the idea is that here Kyle is really the player's avatar in a way.
I shall give you your answer. You are not Kyle Climb. Your body is Kyle's, but your consciousness is not. Think about it. Do you really believe you are Kyle? Or could you be someone else entirely?
Then, where is the real Kyle's consciousness?
He was thrown out when you entered. Right now, in a manner of speaking, he has arrived at December 25th, 2028. His consciousness has gone into a body from that time. I doubt you know how much the doctor loves Kyle. He raised him on his own. Kyle is irreplaceable. Do you really think he would go back to the past and leave Kyle behind here? I know what I told the others, that Kyle was Dr. Climb's spare, but that was not his only purpose. Kyle's consciousness is integral to what we are trying to accomplish. This new mission begins on Christmas and ends on New Year's Eve 2028. Its purpose will be to infiltrate the test facility and prevent the spread of the virus. For this to happen, Kyle is absolutely necessary.
And that is why he created him?
Yes.
So now that my consciousness has entered his body, the doctor has achieved his objective. Kyle has gone back to 2028 to participate in his mission.
Correct.
Did he ever?
There's one thing that troubles me.
Again, I feel like
Kyle
this
was
is
created before
ultimately
reaching point B from point D. That means his body did not exist on Christmas in 2028. Does that mean he has entered my body? Have we just switched places?
I suppose you could put it that way, yes.
That's ridiculous. What's going to happen to me? You telling me I have to spend the rest of my life here in this box, living in a borrowed body?
No, not at all. You can travel freely through time and space. You are an uncontrolled variable that entered our closed system. As such, the rules of this world do not apply to you.
I have no idea what...
Please don't try to play dumb. I know what you are. Surely you must know by now, too. You are about to go into the past and save the world. Phi and Sigma, even with all of his future knowledge, will need your help. Only you can right the horrible wrongs of our past. Only you can save the world.
There's no way I...
Yes, there is. You have to. Don't you want to know the truth? Don't you want to know what happened in between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028?
Well, yes, I do, but...
Then you must believe. Reality is shaped by what we believe reality should be. If observation can change the motion of a particle, then how is it odd to think that human thought can shape reality? Your will can change history. The world will be reshaped into the one you imagine. Remember what I've told you. Only you can change history. Only you can save the world.
And, I wanted to showcase this because it's part of the game, but it's sort of, it's more meant as a meta thing where it's like, hey, you're the player is part of the game too, and Zero Time Dilemma is a good game and has good escape routes, but it fails to properly address some of the plot points of VLR. Alice and Clover don't really appear in it. There are, I think, some overall inconsistencies as well. But the things it gets right, I think it gets right well. So I'm excited to play that. If you're watching this on Twitch, we're not going to get to it until like mid to late April. If you're watching this on YouTube, next week the premiere of Zero Time Dilemma should start at the usual time for these recordings. So thank you for watching. Check me out at twitch.tv/gameswithnick. You can find my streaming schedule right there. Again, I'm recording this way ahead of time, so I don't know what I'm currently streaming, but I'm sure it's cool. If you're watching this on Twitch, come and check me out at youtube.com/gameswithnick. Like, subscribe, leave a comment if you enjoy things. Some exclusive things are being posted on YouTube as well, mostly having to do with retro gaming. So check those out. Thank you all for watching the streams, and I will see you next time.